Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-345-2789. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-345-2789. 800-345-2789 or biglou.com.
We're recording this Progressive commercial on a real boat to let people know that when you bundle your whole boat and other vehicles...
What was that, Flo?
Progressive saves you money, Jamie.
Why are we doing this on a boat?
We were going for authenticity.
We're going to the city?
Authenticity.
You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic. Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps in Arizona looks like more than 27,000 members, 29 million hours served, nearly 75 million in scholarships, millions of lives changed. When you sign up for AmeriCorps in Arizona, you make a difference. Also, earn a living stipend, plus education scholarships. Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And listen, we got lots of stuff to talk about, but I know that the first 2 things that anyone's going to want to talk about is going to be the passing of the great Bill Walton and Angel Hernandez retiring suddenly, just out of nowhere. Boop, I retire, and everybody rejoicing. Yeah, except forget about the 30 years of misery that he put baseball through, and the frustrations and just the angst and horribleness in the games that he jacked with and the players that he messed with. Yeah, let's just be happy it's over now. But don't worry, there's plenty of other really bad umpires to take his place. They're currently doing their jobs. So Angel Hernandez says, I've decided that I want to spend more time with my family. Did you check with them? Because, I mean, judging by your personality, I'm not so sure that's mutual. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that wasn't. And then, of course, LASIK's people, they actually tweeted out, we tried to give Angel free LASIK, but he missed the call. So,
wow. Yeah.
The end of an era. First, it was who was the guy? Who was the other guy? Before him, who retired. Who was it?
Which one? Country Joe
West? Yeah, Joe West.
Country Joe West.
And then now Angel Hernandez. Now who's public umpire enemy number one? You think who's who's really bad?
I mean, we'd have to look it up. But Angel Hernandez, having worked his last game on May 9th, has got to tell you that this has been in the works with Major League Baseball for some time.
Yeah, I figured there had been a conversation where he was encouraged to retire, and he wasn't doing it on his own.
And they came up with a settlement that works for both parties.
You don't need a settlement when you just retire. You're like, you know what? I'm going to retire. You don't need a settlement.
No, but in this case, you do need a retirement settlement because Angel Hernandez. Cuban-born Angel Hernandez, 32 years in the bigs.
I did not know he was born in Cuba.
He was a Cuban-born man. And,
knowing that, you would think he's better at baseball.
Well, okay. But the bottom line is that the last several years have been extremely bad on his watch. And
by several, you mean 10.
Major League Baseball has decided enough's enough. And what do we have to do to get you to not be an umpire anymore? I think that's probably the way the talks went. What do we have to do, Angel, to get you to go away? And there's probably a non-disclosure statement in there somewhere. And he's going to go away, and he's going to live a good life. 64, was he?
Yeah, 62.
62. Well, I keep, I was trying to call Ron all day to see if he could come up with some sort of thing for me. I'm 62 as well. And so far, I've had no answer.
Well, the difference is nobody wants you to retire, so you're not going to get what you're hoping for there.
Nobody, or just me?
Nobody. I'm sorry, you're not going to get away with it that easy.
You have to be so bad at your job that you're essentially holding it hostage. That you're even bothering to stay.
You have not been Angel Hernandez bad, but here's the thing. So they sat down and they talked to him about a settlement. They talked to him about how to leave and like, okay, well, I'll get this much money. Instead of, hey, I don't know, Major League Baseball and the other union there maybe talking about accountability, about how to hold people accountable and not have to do a settlement where you could have cause to fire because they are bad at their job. Yeah. And instead of that, now whatever, I'm sure they've overpaid for Angel Hernandez to go away.
Well, I'm sure they have. And the bottom line is it's a union organization, the Umpires Union, and they have an agreement with Major League Baseball, and Major League Baseball cannot fire unless it's something, egregious. If there's some sort of, his hand was in the cookie jar, so to speak, then they could fire him. But he always made sure that he was not going to do that. And the bottom line was he had all the strings in his hands, and he was able to pull all the strings and get a settlement that he agreed to.
So I'm sure to pull all the strings, he'd still be here.
Angel Hernandez. Well, as far as getting out, he knew what he was doing, and I think this is my opinion. A guy that was so bad at his job. He knew exactly what he was doing, and it seemed to get worse after his discrimination case was thrown out by the circuit court judge, saying it's ludicrous. Angel Hernandez no longer going to be haunting anyone's dreams, especially Rob Manfred.
As Yoda has said,
there is another.
There's always another. There's going to be another. There's going to be a guy whose name we will already know before the end of this season.
Well, I mean, there's guys out there that are questionable umpires, but they're not as bad as. I mean, as far as being bad, I mean, there's guys that you can question what they're doing behind the plate, but Laz Diaz and the likes of that, but. I don't think there was quite the umpire like Angel Hernandez. So
I think we all wish the headlines were flipped. Bill Walton retires and Angel Hernandez.
Oh, come on.
I don't know about that because I don't know he's a bad person. He's just a bad.
If you could pick which one died and which one retired, how would that go for you?
See, there's a lot of people out there saying that he was well liked by his peers. He was well liked.
Other a-holes that are in blue.
Well, bottom line, he was well liked by his peers, and this is a guy that has been an umpire for 30 some odd years, and I think the grind just probably got to him, and he probably used what tools he had in order to get out of Major League Baseball umpiring in a discreet and a somewhat general manner.
I guess I'm the only one honest enough to say it. The wrong guy died.
Bill Walton lived to be 71, man.
That's not great. That's not great. That's not bad. I mean, that's not like, oh my God, he's so young, but he's also maybe another 10 years would have been nice. I think 80 is a good finish line for most people.
80 is nice, but you're not guaranteed 70.
Nobody's guaranteed 20. I'm just saying. I wish.
Yeah, but you're more likely to get 20 than 70.
I wish he had 10 more years. And Angel, maybe less. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I hate to say that, but I never got the honor to meet Bill Walton. I understand he was an honorable man, a good man, a man that always looked for ways to change and to help the world and to be a positive reinforcement for what's going on in this world. And he did march to the beat of his own drummer, so to speak. I mean, towards the end there, he was just sort of his own guy. And what a way to go out, What a way to go out for Bill Walton.
Totally
I didn't
baked.
know he was such a prolific basketball player. I mean, I know that he played for the legend John Wooden, and I know that he won a national championship. But when I saw the stats today, he won 3 national championships. He was inducted in the Basketball Hall of Fame. He was also a 2-time NBA champion. I didn't know all this stuff.
Well, he was injured quite a bit when he played in the NBA. He was on some teams that won championships, but his stats weren't amazing. So really, most of his legend is from when he played in college.
From when he played in college and also just the moments that you got to see in his NBA career. The reason why the stats aren't incredible isn't because he wasn't an incredible athlete or
he had a
player.
bum foot.
Yeah, and when you're 7 feet tall, the foot injury is like the worst injury. That dooms your career, especially back when he played. He might have had a better chance now if he was playing in 2024 and he had those same injuries. Maybe he has a chance to be the kind of player that everybody saw him as in college. But I don't know. The numbers get used against him in his pro career, and it's just the guy was an incredible player. It's just not his fault that his body was breaking down.
The numbers were good enough to get him into the Basketball Hall of Fame back in 1983.
Right. It was Basketball Hall of Fame, not as much because of his NBA career, but because of his NCAA career.
I mean, he also was an MVP.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm not saying he was always not great in the NBA, but he was greater in college than he was in the NBA. And when he was in the NBA and his foot was doing okay, he was killing it. But he was also just a good guy to have in the locker room. This is a guy who just really got basketball, meant a lot to basketball, continued to mean a lot to both college and professional basketball after he had been done playing. So as an announcer, as a player, as just a guy, he was a character. And, he knew where all the good snacks were, if you know what I mean. Yeah, he enjoyed, quite a few bowls, puffs, hits, vapes. I don't know what you say, but a true character right there. So it's sad to see him go this early.
And if you ever get a chance, either one of you or any of the Fourth Dimension to watch, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. The 30 for 30. I think it's a 4-part series that ESPN did on Bill Walton. You should really get a look at it because that will open your eyes as to what he did throughout his life and career in basketball. And it really kind of shows him in a different light. It doesn't show him behind the microphone being, sort of a crazy guy. And we've come to know him as a crazy dude with college basketball the last, dozen years or so with Joe Pash, our own Joe Pash, who calls the Arizona Cardinal games, who's in his self is a great dude as well. But I mean, that chemistry between Joe Pash and Bill Walton was award winning. And if you ever get a chance to see that is it a 4-part or 3-part? I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I think
it's a 4, but it's
4-part with Bill Walton. It's really cool. It's something you want to watch. And it really gives you an insight as to who Bill Walton is.
888-368-1580. That is the number on the text line. I'll get your text here in a second. But that's a bummer. That's a bummer about him. But I've got something to cheer you up. Today is National Hamburger Day. You'd have thought it would have been yesterday, but no. Today is National Hamburger Day. And here are some of the deals. Wendy's is handing out junior bacon cheeseburgers for a penny if you order through their website or app. And that goes all the way from now until Sunday. So if you had a lot of hamburgers yesterday, you could wait a day or two.
Yeah.
King of Kitten says, Randy, it's Dave Pash. What did he say? I thought he said Dave. What did you say?
I thought I said Dave Pash.
What did he say?
That's what I thought too, but maybe.
Didn't I say Dave Pash?
I thought you said Dave. Burger King is, I guess it's its 70th birthday, and they got a week full of deals. You can get a free hamburger today if you spend 70 cents and join the rewards program. Then it's the same deal for the rest of the week for other stuff. Arby's reward members can get half off a burger between now and Sunday. Dave and Buster's, where we have been doing our draft parties, they've had 50% off burgers if you're a loyalty member. All this stuff you got to. Jack in the Box has a free Jumbo Jack if you spend $1. And as far as I know, you don't have to be a part of any loyalty program. They just give it to you.
You just go in and buy a drink and you get a free sandwich.
I can't stand all these damn apps and loyalty programs. And I'm not loyal to you. You're a burger place. If I'm hungry, I want a burger, and the line's not long, I'll come in. But I'm not putting an app on my phone for these things. But if you're one of these people who are like, hell with you, Jeffrey, I'm going to get me some free or cheap stuff. Well, that's your phone. Live your best life.
I think the apps are the best for places you were going to eat anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put that on your phone so you can save some money on stuff you planned on buying. If that's not you, I wouldn't do it.
It seems like a lot of work to keep downloading apps over and over and over and over. But if it's worth it to you, well, and then like Keon said, you got a plan. By all means, save you some money. Oh, Wilbur says you said Joe Pash. Really? Kind of sworn he said Dave. But we believe you, since it's a lot of people saying that. So,
and your hearing is much better than ours, Wilbur. Thank you.
Yeah, it has to be.
I think
once you lose one sense, the other senses become more attuned.
Selectively all heard the name we wanted to hear.
Fact. Yeah.
So. He can hear a mouse fart in the wall.
Oh, yeah, easily. Yeah.
King Kittens says, Randy, it's Dave. Yeah, we got it. We got it, everybody. Everybody calm down.
Did I say Joe? I meant to say Dave.
Joe, Dave.
Dave Pash.
You know what he's talking about.
Dave Pash.
By the way, have you been to Chipotle lately?
Me? No.
Yeah. Anybody? Seemed like their burritos got smaller. I kind of noticed that once, and then I just whatever. I don't like to go get diarrhea that often. And then I guess somebody brought it up. Like some TikToker was showing like, hey, Chipotle has changed their portion size, and Chipotle says they haven't. So I don't know if you guys have run into this.
It depends on which Chipotle you go to, and the one near my house, they load you up. So I don't have to complain that much.
Yeah, if you ever want to get constipated with rice or lose some weight from diarrhea, Chipotle's a place to go. Buffalo Wild Wings, by the way, they're mocking Red Lobster's bankruptcy. They're like, hey, guess what we're doing? Bottomless chicken deal. Because Red Lobster went out of business for their endless shrimp, I guess. I guess that's what took them down. And by the way, I don't know if this is Cheez-Its are not Cheez-Its aren't Mexican. Cheez-Its, no, they're not a Mexican treat. I've never associated them with anything Mexican.
Yes.
But now Taco Bell's got 2 new menu items with giant Cheez-Its in them, like a big ass Cheez-It. There is a big Cheez-It tostada and the big Cheez-It crunch wrap. And here's what these things look like right there.
Well, to be fair to Taco Bell, I guess it's never bothered them that Mexican food is not involved. Like the Doritos Locos Tacos. Doritos aren't Mexican. They're just Doritos.
I don't know if that works together. And listen, I'm the guy who says, try everything and you'll know if you like it. I don't know that I'm even interested in trying this.
I'm not. It doesn't look bad. It just looks okay.
I'd rather have the tortilla. And then the Crunch Wrap Supreme thing there with the tortilla with the Cheez-It on the inside. I'm like,
it's just a giant Cheez-It in the middle. All right. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you try it and let me know.
When I do.
Do I have to?
Well, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me. I like Cheez-Its by themselves. I like Taco Bell by itself. I'm not so sure I want to try that together. I don't know. Mormon guy says, not sure who Joe Pash is, but Dave Pash. All right, we got it. We get it.
Oh my God.
Wilbur says the healthy Bill Walton, when the Portland Trail Blazers had him, back in the day when they won the championship in the 70s, that team was probably one of the best teams ever in NBA history.
Yeah, I mean, and he was on the team. He was an MVP one year. He finished second in MVP voting another year. He was Defensive Player of the Year 2 years in a row. He averaged a double-double to start his entire career until the first foot injury. And like that, the guy was about to have a great career. And obviously, you're in the Hall of Fame. If you only played 4 elite years, you're in the Hall of Fame because of what you also did in college. But the NBA career was good, man.
Brunswick guy says, you know who else is a fraud? Umpire Hunter Wendelstedt. You okay?
I'm not familiar with him. So,
He's a fraud, you say? Wendelstedt?
Wendelstedt
is a fraud?
Is a year younger than me, and he looks 15 years older than me. Wow, he looks healthy.
Maybe being an umpire ages you. It's just like a stressful. It's just like being president. You go in and you come out
maybe
age 20 years more than everybody else.
The guy he needs to see a doctor. Fish Tank is on the text line, says CB Buckner about to get all the heat now, huh?
CB Buckner, yeah, that's another one. That's another one.
Scratch Me Because says, you do realize that Ralph is the Angel Hernandez of this radio show, of sports talk radio.
Oh boy.
I doubt this.
Big George says, hello, Big George. It's going to take about an hour and a half for your text to come up on it. So I'm just going to move on. We'll get back to your text here in a little bit. But speaking of Fish Tank, Randy,
Yes?
did you hear Fish Tank's song?
Which one? I have several here in the collection. Which one?
No. I know you've heard Burn in Hell Lakers, Burn in Hell Dodgers.
Yeah.
Just basically Burn in Hell, whoever our opponents are. But those are great. But when he did that show at that club, people are saying, man, that song is really great. And they heard it. And then I guess he released it on the Spotify and other people heard it. I just never got a chance to hear it. So Fish Tank got around to direct messaging me and says, hey, here's my song. So I sat there with my wife and we listened to it and we're like, holy crap, this is good. And that was exactly what I actually said. I'm not that's
holy crap, this is good
verbatim. And so what I cited is 2 things. One, we got to put that in the bumper rotation. You know what I'm saying? I already did it. I already put the music into the bumper rotation.
All right.
So you'll hear Light Sleeper, High and Dry in our, over the next few weeks. I don't know. There's like a random rotation. These things hit in from the computer. And, but I thought, this is too good not to hear. And as long as he's not with BMI, ASCAP, CSCAP, because, he's an independent, we could play the whole damn song. And in the next hour, when we come back from the 4:00 break, we will play Light Sleeper, High and Dry, so everybody can hear what it sounds like.
That's in exciting. The next hour?
It's a good song. It's a real good song.
No, the next hour, 4:00.
All right.
4:00. That is when we will play the actual song. And there's nothing more exciting when you hear your song on the actual radio for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that movie, That Thing You Do? I expect Fish Tank and his friends to be running down the street, dancing, screaming, and pounding on windows saying, we're on the radio. It's got to be just like that. Or he's passed up a great opportunity. But we'll have that for you guys later on in the program. Oh, by the way, not only are we going to debut High and Dry from Light Sleeper later on, we are also going to have comedian Paul Mercurio on the show on Thursday. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's going to join us in the studio. So we'll have a little more time to talk to him without people screaming at us. Because last time he was with us, it was during one of our draft parties. So
all right,
that'll be on Thursday.
He was pretty funny, all things considered. We just threw him into the fourth dimension. He dealt with it pretty well.
No, listen, because of what he does, he is the opening act for every Colbert show. Every time the late night with Colbert, he's the guy, the warm up guy.
and he'll mess with the crowd. So he's got people yelling and screaming at him all the time. So he's used to our nonsense. That ain't a problem. So, but like I said, he's on Thursday. Fish Tank in the next hour with his song, and more of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update. 2 free months on your VSiN Pro annual subscription when you use the promo code RADIO at vsin.com/subscribe. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Less than 90 days of the start of the college football season when Florida State and Georgia Tech meet in Dublin, Ireland. The Seminoles are the 13-point favorite over the Yellow Jackets. Olympic Games in Paris, July 26th. The United States, the favorite with the most medals in the Paris Olympic Games at minus 2,500. China 11-1. Most gold medals, the U.S. minus 700. China 4-1. France 65-1. College World Series favorite Tennessee 5-1 as the bids go out today for the NCAA baseball tournament. Texas A&M 6-1. Arkansas 8-1. LSU 9-1. Kentucky 10-1. For your free VSiN subscription, go to vsin.com. Mike Sennett from VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-345-2789. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-345-2789. 800-345-2789 or biglou.com.
Need a boost in capital or a flexible line of credit for your growing business? Hi, I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital. I can help you get the money you need fast. The process is a breeze with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. So call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher with Josh Garcia of the Miracle Mile Deli. Josh, I want to thank you and your family for making such a huge difference over the last 75 years in the restaurant business in Arizona.
Thank you, Mark. It's been a privilege and an honor to serve generations of families like yours in the Valley over the last 7 decades, and we are extremely grateful to be celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2024 with a variety of different specials. So come on down to our Phoenix location at 16th Street in Campbell with your family and friends and celebrate with us. For more information, visit miraclemiledeli.com.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or going to the grocery store for milk instead of buying your own cow. You know there's an easier and better way. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
With the first pick. Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted. Summer means minicamp, OTAs, then preseason. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news you need to know about the NFL offseason. If it's the NFL, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Big George wants to know if he'll be debuting Donnie's new song. My Timberwolves are about to get swept by Luka Doncic. That's airing tonight at about 5:30.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to get that one on the radio. That was just going to be on TV.
Grammy
for America to see.
My team's about to get swept.
It's going to be awesome. Of course, here's Donnie
boy.
trolling, saying he'd rather listen to nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, you don't know anything, Donnie.
And soon this evening, Tony, you will be.
Yeah. Donnie, you got your own problems and you know it. Everything I told you was going to happen is about to happen. And you're about to feel karma. I don't know. I mean, maybe the Timberwolves. Listen, Donnie's a bad person, but the Timberwolves aren't a bad team. I got nothing against those guys. You know, they're good players. And to find themselves in this situation is kind of a surprise. But I would also not be surprised if they do get swept tonight. But I don't know. Odds are they'll probably take this one. This could go either way. What do you think, Keon?
Yeah, it could go either way. All of these games have been close. This actually feels not that different from the Boston Indiana series, where
except for one where they won by 16.
Yeah,
Celtics beat them in the second game 126-110. The rest of the time it was within 5 points.
And even that one got away late. That wasn't a bad game from start to finish. That was a bad game in the fourth quarter when things started to fall apart. But for the most part, that was a close series. Just Indiana didn't know how to finish those games. And you're watching the same thing now where they get down to the wire. Dallas knows how to finish. Minnesota doesn't know how to finish. And it's the deciding factor in some of these games outside of game one, where there was legitimately a bad call that just swung it.
They got that Luka swagger, that swagger that we learned to hate, and that douchiness of Luka that you just has a very punchable face. But I'm kind of enjoying it this time. I don't know why. It is just
when it's not happening to you, it's all right.
Hell of a guy. So we'll see what happens tonight. I would not be surprised if Minnesota takes this one, and who knows? Maybe Minnesota could take the next one, but they will not take they won't take the series. That ain't going to happen. But I watched the game. And my wife and I were kind of sitting there and we're like, but is that Patrick Mahomes? Oh yeah, it is Patrick Mahomes down there. Oh, it's Travis Kelce. Oh, they're together. Hey, why are they booing Travis Kelce? I don't know. And then they're cheering Patrick Mahomes. I was like, well, honey, he went to school in Texas. That's probably why. But maybe they're just tired of Taylor Swift, and that's why they're booing Kelce. I don't know why they boo Kelce. I mean, he plays for the Chiefs, and it's a Cowboys country. I think Patrick Mahomes got the pass because he played for Texas, so they're like, all right, you're okay. Whatever the case is, you can't care if Texans boo you. Who gives a crap?
And I suppose that's a fair point.
He technically didn't play for Texas. He played for Texas Tech.
Okay, whatever. Texas is what I said.
And he's also a Texas high school football legend.
I guess that might be it.
Which will do a lot. Yeah.
He's a Texas guy is what I'm trying to tell you. But Travis Kelce, he was even like, what? Why are they booing me? What did I do?
Well, because he went to the Natty.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Bearcats. He didn't play for the, any Texas teams.
He also got snippy with the Cowboys when they interviewed him for the combine. He was just kind of like, you know what? If you're going to give me a hard time about the season I missed, maybe you should go talk to somebody else. And they did. So, it was just never meant to be. No, I think he's doing all right. I think he's doing fine.
Oh, I meant the Cowboys. How'd that work out? Don't they wish that they had
I don't know. They'd have broke him. They probably would have broke him too.
They would have found a way.
Yeah, they would have. You'd have never heard of Kelce. Never would have heard of
man.
Hey, isn't that Jason Kelce's brother? Oh yeah, they do have the same name. Hey, you don't see much of him. Okay. Because Dak.
You never see him in the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. There's 0% chance of that. So anyway, that happened, and we'll keep an eye. The game's on at 5:30, so they probably only just started playing when we start watching it here. But Big George says, "Hey, Keon, he's got a note for you."
All right, Big George.
The hell did it go? It's the text line. He says, Keon, small request. Can you not yell so much on the show when Jeffrey's not around? I was trying to listen to the podcast on Friday, and you yell so loud it maxes out the volume input on the podcast, and they go silent. So I hear, me? He's like, yeah, thank you very much from a podcast listener of the Daily Blender. I don't know. How did he that wouldn't happen on our podcast. That would only happen on our video.
Yeah.
You want to get that? Somebody's getting a message.
Yeah,
Damn, that was a loud vibration.
Yeah, it was a text there.
That was I mean, that was seriously like you put that in your crotch and really, that's good.
Yeah. Wow. No.
Yeah.
Not where I thought we were going with that. But I will keep an eye on that, Big George.
It's been a while. Bear Claw says, I remember when Bill Walton played on the San Diego Clippers before they moved to LA. They sucked then and they still suck. It's a great way to remember Bill Walton. That was touching. Wilbur says, Randy.
Yes?
Whatever happened to the umpire by the name of Dutch Renner?
Dutch Renner?
Do you have records on Dutch Renner?
I think he's gone.
He's dead. He's dead, Renner.
Yeah, I think Dutch Renner is gone.
It's gone from this world.
Why are you asking?
He died at 88. So,
see, there you go. That's good right there. I wish. I wish old Bill Walton had gotten to 88. 80 is a good line right there. 80 is the
June
line.
17th of 2018 in St. Augustine, Florida, Dutch Renner passed away.
Hope he didn't owe you money, Mr. Wilbur, but there you go. He's gone.
Yeah. There you go.
He's dead. So the Celtics swept the Pacers. I feel like I was saying, man, I bet these Celtics could sweep these Pacers. And I remember Keon saying, no, this Pacers team is really good. And I said, okay, I believe you. And yeah, what happened? They got swept.
Yeah, in a bunch of close games. I figured they'd close one of them.
Mm-hmm.
They did not. And once Tyrese Halliburton got hurt in game 3, which is when things started to go off the tracks for Indiana, game 4 was really close. But without Halliburton, like there's just not a chance.
Man. Well, Halliburton is available for game 5. Oh,
sadly.
Sorry, Pacer fans. Sorry.
But he had a hamstring problem. I'm sorry. That's not. It doesn't matter.
Come back from that.
Yeah. Whatever you do, if your hamstring does not want, if that muscle does not want to pull, it's not going to. You can't walk.
There was some bad officiating in that game. I mean, I saw TJ McConnell get slapped in the face and chucked down onto the ground, and they're like, "Oh, that's not flagrant." Dude, it was totally flagrant.
Yeah.
It was absolutely flagrant. And how do you go back and watch that video and not say, wow, that was flagrant?
That's one of those I just expect the league to come out with an apology today, a useless apology that doesn't help anybody, to say, oh, yeah, no, those should have been flagrant fouls.
In a close game, that one really hurts. Actually, it hurts more in a close game like that.
If Dutch Renner were calling the game, he would have saw it.
Wilbur says Dutch used to do dramatic call-outs of strikes, and the batters hated it.
Oh, yeah.
Strike!
Yeah.
That is annoying, though.
Thank you, Dutch. Appreciate that. Just stop it. Big George says, bring back Bruce Fromming. He was a thoroughly entertaining umpire who had just as bad a strike zone as Angel Hernandez. He was a good guy, though, and very overweight. Somehow, despite being very overweight, he's still alive today at the age of 84.
Because sometimes you just get lucky. I don't know.
I guess so. Hey, Randy.
Yes?
The hell's going on with these Diamondbacks? Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. So we win in a series against the Reds. We lose a series against the Tigers. We win a series against the Dodgers. And now we've lost a series of the Marlins. We got our typical one game only from the Marlins.
Yeah.
I just don't even know what to think about these Diamondbacks right now.
Well, again, I don't know how best to say it, but I said going into this series, don't overlook the Marlins. You have to go in and play with the same kind of veracity you would against the Dodgers. They just came off of taking a series from the Dodgers, and they should have come into this and handled business at home, which makes it even worse. You're at home against the Miami Marlins, and they did not. They allowed the Marlins' terrible pitching staff to take care of business on them. So bottom line is the Diamondbacks need to recoup. There are 3 games below 500, and they need to move on as they enter this next series against the Rangers. It's a 2-game set in Arlington against the Rangers, and then they go to the Big Apple for 4 against the Mets, before coming back home to take on divisional rivals, the San Francisco Giants, who are, by the way, in the midst of, I think it's an 7-game winning streak, something like that. It's a season-long winning streak for the Giants. They're playing good ball right now. So a week from yesterday, the Diamondbacks will be back at home taking on the Giants. But first, they've got to get through 6 games against the Rangers and the Mets on the road. We'll see how that breaks down. And Zach Gallen, again, he's not throwing top of the line pitches again. He's getting hammered. The last 2 times he's gone out and taken the hill for the Diamondbacks, he has been beat. And we don't have Merrill Kelly, and we don't have Erod either. So we'll have to just kind of overcome these things. Like I said, they've got to keep treading water. They have to keep performing offensively, and the bullpen has to step up for us to stay relevant. Otherwise, we're going to drop to the bottom of the West here pretty quick.
Well, it used to be we just didn't have our pitching. Now it seems like we've lost our offense.
Well, we still have our offense. I just think the guys are being fooled. And
last 3 games we've scored 3 runs, Randy.
Well, we've got
4 games we've had 3 runs.
We've got to start being selective about what pitches that we're taking and what pitches that we're not taking. I mean, I think these guys need to be more aggressive at the plate. It seems like when the Diamondbacks are more aggressive, they hit the ball better. They go gap to gap. They get some power. They get some energy. They get runners on base. If the Diamondbacks aren't doing that and they're taking a lot of pitches, I don't care what the damn stats say. If they're taking a lot of pitches, this team kind of slugs down to, just really nothing. There's no energy. There's no excitement, and they can be beaten. But if they go up there and they see a pitch and they hit the pitch and drive it somewhere in the ballpark and they cause guys to get on base, then I think the Diamondbacks are a good team. So we'll wait and see how they handle the Rangers starting today.
I think I'm going to go back to last year's sort of approach where I kind of sort of pay attention. I take each game as its own chunk of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it if it's good. It's okay if it's bad. And just to take it for what it is at the moment and not think about it. I think we went to the World Series last year, so now we're thinking about it. Well, I'm going to stop thinking about it. I'm not going to care about it until after the All-Star break. We'll see where things are. Then we'll start caring about that again, because this is frustrating, and it's not doing me any good to have high aspirations and thoughts. So I'm turning off the thinky button right now, and still gonna love the Diamondbacks. Just, it is what it is. It is what it is. Today we win a game. Hooray! We won a game. Tomorrow we lose a game. Okay, whatever. That's our attitude last year. That's gonna be my attitude against this year.
Well, we got to put this Marlins series behind us. The Diamondbacks should have swept that series, if not taken 2 of 3. That's inexcusable for a team of the Diamondback status, injuries or not, to let the Marlins take 2 of 3 from you at home. There's got to be an urgency when you're playing at home, no matter who it is. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
And now you're in Arlington. You got to take on a good Texas Rangers squad. Then you go to New York City, the Mets. They should be able to take 3 of 4 of this series, but I don't want to say that because they've been injured. They're still trying to get healthy, and their offense. If they're not going up there being aggressive at the plate, it's going to be a long road trip for the Diamondbacks.
So that's good. We'll just no more. Just yay,
let it
Diamondbacks.
happen as it happens.
Yep,
Okay,
that's it.
gotcha.
That's all.
All right.
Of course, we'll still have you break it down for us every now and then, but I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to let it get to me.
All right.
Just gonna get chill like I was last year. I was very zen about how
be
things
cool
went.
about the whole thing. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And we went to the damn World Series. I mean,
all right. Yeah.
In through the nose, out through the mouth.
Yeah. Well, it's still a long season. We've got
plenty of time.
30 games before the All-Star break. We've got plenty of time here.
Plenty of time. Listen, we don't have plenty of time. We're running late. So let's take a break. We'll come back, and we got more baseball stuff to talk about. And, of course, tons of other sports stuff. And a big old pile of football that's been waiting. We keep trying to get to it, but I think we can do that today. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains from May 24th through June 3rd. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or going to the grocery store for milk instead of buying your own cow. You know there's an easier and better way. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
1580 The Fanatic. And at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. See, this is what happens. We don't watch him. He wanders off. We lost Randy. Randy's gone. We were you watching him, or I wasn't? I was busy.
I thought it was your turn to watch.
Yeah, so that's what happens every time he just wanders off. He'll wander back, I guess, when he's ready or hungry. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, what's going on? Oh, we were talking baseball stuff. Bruno Baller is on the text line and says the St. Louis Cardinals are hot. All of a sudden, playing much better. CK says, good afternoon, fellas. He wanted a beer from Randy, but he's not going to get one because Randy wandered off.
I'll pour one.
All right. So Keon's got you covered there,
Randy
CK.
gets back anyway.
Yeah, he'll find his way. He'll find his way. He says, what is this double Dutch butter talk? Nobody's talking about double Dutch butter in the slang or in otherwise. By the way, slang's not dirty. Do you know what the slang is? That's when people, talk unintelligibly. Kind of like word salad a little bit.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I didn't know that.
I looked it up just to make sure CK wasn't trying to pull something over on us. Mormon guy says, hey, Big George, leave Keon alone. We like when he yells and loses his gasket. When Randy says something ridiculous like how he could guard Luca better than Rudy Gobert. He said that, did he?
He really did. It was. He said his specific words were that nobody guards Luka, and Luka just walks to wherever he wants to go and shoots the ball, and that he could guard Luka better than Rudy.
It didn't matter. It doesn't matter because what happens is if you double Luka, you got other guys open for easy threes. That's what we've seen all along. And but you almost you make that choice. Are we going to let Luka get his and really be careful with everybody else, or are we going to go after Luka? You know,
well, the problem with doing that now is that Kyrie's there.
Yeah,
and they both scored 33 in the last game. Like there is no poison to pick. If you double one guy, the other guy is killing you, and if you play them both one-on-one, they're both killing you. Like there really isn't a good way. You need multiple lockdown defenders. I don't know that there's a good strategy for.
Here's
for
what
that.
you do: you put 2 on Luka, you put 2 on Kyrie, and have the other guy just do what he can with the other 3 guys.
That's gonna be real bad. It's a lot of open guys now, like wide open. You
got to try everything. You're getting swept.
You'll get swept faster if you do it that way.
Oh, good. I mean, that's great for us.
It's great for us.
We'll
The
go home
Timberwolves can't think that way.
Oh well. Yeah, it was an idea. I mean, do you have a better idea? Nobody has a better idea. Nobody's stopping this.
Yeah, the idea is
defensive player of the year is not stopping this.
Play them straight up, and I would lean towards. They're trying so hard to stop Luka and Kyrie. I wonder if you just go. We're going to put everything we have into offense and try to outscore them, because the plan where we try to stop them is causing us to actually play worse on offense.
It's a good point. So this Kendrick Perkins guy is like mad at Rudy Gobert, saying, "I never voted for you for defensive player of the year if I knew this was going to happen."
I can't.
Dude is one guy. He's one guy.
And there was one bad play where he got destroyed by Luka. And so everybody is essentially saying,
if you're going to get destroyed, it's going to be by Luka.
Yeah. And also, that's not what Rudy Gobert does defensively. Rudy Gobert is a big, which means that he guards other bigs, and he also helps on anybody cutting to the basket. He'll play weak side defense or strong side defense doing that. So Rudy's done his job really well. That's why he was defensive player of the year. That's why he was even in the position to win the award. And Kendrick Perkins voted for Rudy Gobert and somehow didn't know what Rudy Gobert's job is. They're not all doing the same job, all these defensive player of the year candidates. They're all playing different roles on their team, and expecting Rudy Gobert to guard Luka like he is not 7 feet tall and having to carry around much more weight than Luka is ridiculous. Bigs don't ever guard wings and other guards that way for that reason. They will cook you and score on you, and that's exactly what happened. That doesn't mean that Rudy can't play defense though. Like, that's ridiculous.
No, I think that's just silliness. That is silly right there. It's a team sport, and it's the other people on the Timberwolves can't play defense. I don't know.
It just wound up being a switch. It was exactly what Dallas wanted. They set the screen, and Rudy had to switch so that Luka wasn't open, and they switched to a mismatch, which is what Dallas was trying to force, and they got it.
Bear Claw says, "Tell Keon that I actually thought Bill Walton was awesome and one of a kind."
Agreed. Did I say something that sounded like I disagreed?
Well, he also had said that he remembered when Bill Walton was on the Clippers in San Diego and they sucked.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I didn't take that as negative towards Bill Walton. I just took that as the Clippers sucked.
The Clippers sucked, and they for large chunks of their entire franchise history, they have done exactly that. No, you're
By
good.
the way, if you just text it in, just say, "Hey, Keon," because you're talking through me, through my mouth. So I don't have to tell Keon. I just read the text, and then you tell Keon through your words.
That's the best way. But I do think that sometimes the text line is not quite, because I don't think people know quite how what you see and what I see and all that stuff. So
well, you don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see that damn thing.
George earlier said, "Tell Keon something." So we got to put an end to that. No more telling Keon nothing. You just tell me
yourself,
and then he hears it.
Yeah.
I'm your voice when I read your texts. In fact, here's it. Big George. "I'm sorry, Keon. It was just a suggestion. Randy did deserve to be yelled at for saying he could guard Luka Doncic better than Gobert, though. That was a ridiculous statement."
Yeah, I didn't take it personally, Big George. I'll make sure I keep an eye on that, and we'll make sure that the podcast sounds nicer for you.
I've just got word that Randy is not coming back. He decided he's like he thinks that if the Cox Communications fails, that's just the universe's way of saying you need a drink, and so he will not return.
For him, it's perfect because it's like the dog eating his homework directly in front of you. So he's just off the hook now. He doesn't have to do it again.
All
Or
he has to do is reset a thing, and he can be back. But Bob, drinking time. It's drink o'clock. Okay, so just you and me now, Keon. Just you and me. That sounded ominous. Anyway, Mr. Wilbur says, here's a feel-good baseball story. My Tucson Chalupas won a thing that nobody cares about. Oh, that's nice. 888-368-1580. You can't really believe that I was going to read that, Wilbur. I mean, you're blind. You ain't dumb, right?
Points for trying, I guess. But,
Donnie wants you to know they won't be swept. Game 7 is a week from tonight.
There's not going to be a game 7 in this series. They may not be swept, but
how would it be a week from tonight? Is that right? That doesn't sound right. A week from tonight?
From tonight?
That
seems an awfully long time from now, but also I know they do.
Yeah, he's right though. Monday. So yeah, not next Tuesday, next Monday. It would be.
Yeah.
Even the schedule says if necessary. I mean, somebody actually typed the ha-ha-ha's in there.
That was very rude of them, but
that's probably true. Anyway, Bruno Baller says, did you see that Grand Canyon made the baseball tournament and who they get to play in the first game?
I did.
In fact, we might be airing, I think we are airing later this week, some GCU baseball. And we probably will have some games on Saturday and Sunday and possibly the following Monday of GCU baseball as they go into this tournament. So who are they playing in the first game, Keon? You said you saw that. I don't know. I mean, I
see you, Arizona.
Seriously?
They are. Yeah.
I've never wanted something so bad.
I'm about to turn into the biggest Lopes fan maybe ever.
Oh my God, you're right.
It's possible.
Pew, Arizona is 36-21. Grand Canyon is 34-23. And that is going to be Friday at 6 p.m. And I don't know if they made a deal. Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud. I think they did. I think we're having them on the air. I think they're on the air. I don't know. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. God damn, I shouldn't have said nothing. I'm just saying it's possible. It's not official. I think it's official. I'm checking my email.
It's officially unofficial as of this moment.
How about this? There's a good chance. There's a very good chance we'll have that game here on 1580 The Fanatic. So there. BBL Drizzy says, hi, Keon and Jeffrey. BBL Drizzy here. Tell Randy that he can tether off his phone with mobile data and come back to the show. Randy knows that, right? Yeah, we keep telling him that. He's like, oh, could I? It was too late. It's not going to happen.
He's saying something about him going through a tunnel and that he couldn't hear us. So
he gets an idea in his head. There's no shift in it. Wilbur says, Keon, have I mentioned to you that I hate the Texas Longhorns? I mean, I hate them, loathe them. I hope they all get diarrhea really, really bad.
Well, you've never mentioned it before, but don't hate us because you ain't us. I don't know.
Did you just call him an anus?
I said ain't us.
Oh, it sounded like you said because you anus. Mr. Wilbur, you're an anus.
I did not call you an anus, Mr. Wilbur.
I was trying to keep talking some baseball here. I know we're running up against the clock. And Craig Counsell got the hell booed out of him. That was nice. I mean, I like Craig Counsell. He used to be a Diamondback, but he was a manager from Milwaukee for a lot of years. Grew up in Milwaukee. He's a Milwaukee guy. At the end of last season, he's like, I'm out, more money, and I want to be with the Cubs. And he just moved. He just moved over to the Cubs. So then the game when he came back to the Brewers, they were playing in Milwaukee. They had like a "Thank you, Craig" video. Of course, they overbooed it. You couldn't hear the audio. But Craig Counsell is just like, that's all right. I get it.
The boos came down like rain. It's just that those two cities, they're not fans. They're not fans of each other.
The guy got a better job. You think if Randy
left us to go work for ESPN, that we'd be booing him? No. I mean, ESPN needs somebody who can read. You know what I'm saying? and of course, we'd wish our buddy well. So, all right, guys, that's hour one down, 2 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. His equipment crashed, so he's like, I'm just, think I'm done now. I'm going to go drink. All right, fine. We got Keon Rose in the control room. We got you guys on the Fanatic text line. And what else do you need? 888-368-1580 as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So, all right, so far we talked about the passing of Bill Walton. We talked about the retirement of Angel Hernandez. We talked about the current situation with the Diamondbacks, where they make no sense whatsoever. We talked about how the Celtics have swept the Pacers. And we talked about how the Timberwolves possibly could get swept by the Mavericks tonight, even though, there's always a good chance that won't happen. The Mavericks are great, but, the Timberwolves are a good team. That, as Keon reminds us, it's been close. So I guess we'll see. But the most important thing that we need to worry about right now, at least at this moment, is playing you a song. Now, we never, ever, ever play songs. We don't do that because, well, we're not allowed to. But because this song is coming from an artist who is independent, we can get away with this one. And we want to share it with you. As you know, Fish Tank has made some nifty songs for the Daily Blender over the years. But when Randy and I sang an a cappella Burn in Hell Lakers back in the day, Fish Tank says, you know what, I can do better. And he made us a cool punk version of that. It was awesome. And then he gave us Burn in Hell Dodgers and other things. He's, been there for us whenever we need a good song. And, so Nanny is like, well, I don't just do Burn in Hell songs, he's in a band. So he's got this new band called Light Sleeper. And he and the fellas been, performing. And I guess they recorded this song. I hadn't heard the song yet. A bunch of you guys had heard it on the Twitters or wherever. And I guess I guess I missed those tweets. And so he sent it to me directly. I'm like, holy crap, this is good. The literal review I gave it, sitting there on the couch with my wife. And actually, after the game, we went to Dairy Queen and we listened to it in the vehicle. Because, as Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters says, whenever they record music in the studio, they'll take a copy of it and listen to it in a bunch of different people's cars to see if it stands up to the different sounds of the car radios and stuff. So we thought, hey, let's see how it sounds in the car here. And I thought it sounded great. So I told him, I want to play your song. And he's like, that's cool. I said, no, I want to use it for bumper music. And he's like, yeah, sure. And I said, but I want to play the whole thing. I want to play the whole thing today. It's only 3 minutes. So it's not, it's not like the, oh, by the way, it starts slow. Don't judge it by the way it starts. So what Fish Tank doesn't know is in radio, if we had taken this song to play it on air, like put it in rotation, we'd have chopped the slow part off, and gone right for where it hits. And they might do that to you if you try to get them to play this on radio. I'm just warning you up front. But I'm going to let it play in its entirety, the artist's version. And so let's take a listen to it now. This is one of you guys. It's one of you guys from the fourth dimension, one of you listeners who did this. So the song is called High and Dry, and it's by Light Sleeper. Take a listen to it right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I've been looking for a damn good reason to leave you high and dry. You've been holding on with all my demons, making promises at night. Another year will pass us by. You'll be standing looking in from the outside. Another year will pass us by. You'll be standing looking in from the outside. Tell me one more time how you've been changing, how you learned so much this time, how the past was just a phase, and how your future looks so bright. Another year won't pass us by. You'll be standing looking in from the outside. Another year won't pass us by. You'll be standing looking in from the outside. pass us by. You'll be standing looking in from the outside. Another year won't pass us by. You'll be standing looking in from the outside.
So there you go. That's Light Sleeper with High and Dry. So, yes, this is still the Daily Blender. If you're just tuning in, we just wanted to hear Fish Tank's full song. So there you have it. And I love that song. I think it's a great tune. In fact, I told him it reminds me of some of the music you hear on Letterkenny. Yeah, that kind of Canadian indie rock band vibe that they play. And like I could see one of the fight scenes to that song. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
If you've ever seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. But so there you go. I just wanted to share that guy with you guys. It's one of you. Let's go to the text line, and everybody's loving it so far here. Bruno Baller says, kind of has that 90s alternative sound. Pretty good. I also found it on the YouTube. Oh, do they have a video? Do they have a video, or is it just a song on the YouTube? Yeah, that's cool. The Jet says, haha, easy listening, 99.3. Yeah, well, it starts, it's just artistic, I guess. A little artistic for you. 3775 says, Light Sleeper. Hell yeah. Uncle Pat Core. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
7757 says, cool tune. Use it more. Well, we're gonna use it. Mama Cass says, great song. This is not the actual Mama Cass. And by the way, Mama Cass did not choke on a ham sandwich. That did not actually happen. I was a little sad to hear that, to be honest. But Mama Cass says, love the lyrics and the guitar riffs, great energy. Had the privilege to see Light Sleeper play live. That was a treat. Bruno Baller says, now the video I found on YouTube was just the music with an album cover. Okay, I got you. Oily Stool says, damn, I must have missed the show today, or the station flipped formats after the holiday. What am I listening to here? Did 1580 The Fanatic become alternative 1580? God, you guys, just 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes. Bear Claw says, I was wondering, does your station have anything to do with Beeson, or do they just fill in the gaps? Bingo. Thundar the San Barbarian says, so Randy took the day off to celebrate Angel Hernandez retirement. Yep, pretty much.
Pretty much.
He's just celebrating any excuse to not work. Wilbur says, White Sleeper. Is that Joe Biden's band? No, I said it was Light Sleeper. Light Sleeper. Anyway, Average
Not
Joe
Sleepwalker,
says,
Light Sleepers.
that is a good song. Reminds me of Bowling for Soup. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I can get that. A little bit. Big George says, great song, Fish Tank. Great song. It's got a great riff. Look at George trying to be cool saying the word riff.
I mean, it does, though.
5555 says, love it. I take it back to the 1980s alternative, says Trina. 4119 says, I love how you support local artists. 6057 says, Light Sleeper rules. Love all the energy. Yes, they're a lot of fun. And Fish Tank is what we call Patrick. Fish Tank is his texter nickname for all you people who are here to support the band. Just so you know that, when I say Fish Tank, there's not some other person you don't know. Anyway, so yeah, congratulations. I can't wait to hear the entire album. You didn't just go to a gig and play one song over and over again, did you? There's got to be more songs, right, Fish Tank? Just love to hear them. Nobody does that, right? Just plays one song over and over.
I don't think so.
Thundar the San Barbarian says, cool song. A few fade outs, but I'm listening on the app, so might have had something to do with it. What I could hear was great, though. I don't know why the app would have a fade out. That sounds like a you problem, man. Bear Claw says, sounds like a mix of Green Day and Weezer. That's interesting. 6057 says, oh, they've got a bunch of great songs. The great live show. Well, why is there only one song then? There's only one song on Spotify. You're going to need to get more of them songs up.
It might have been that they weren't ready to release all the music yet. Now that they're at that point, you're just building a fan base. You're playing the music at first, and then, you get enough attention on you. All right, cool. We'll go with this. This is
now
the
I'm
sound
realizing
that works.
my wife we'll watch a show, right? We'll binge watch a season of something she likes, and she'll be like, well, when's it coming back? Well, it usually takes about a year. Well, we got to wait a year. No, just calm down. Now I know how she feels. Because then we got that song there. And I'm like, well, where are the other songs? We're working on it.
Yeah.
No. Don't do that. Just, come on. Get it done. Get it done. I mean, I know it's a lot of work, but come on now. 6057 says, giving the people just a taste to hook them on the product. Well, I know, I'm just saying, but have the product too when you hook them. That's all I'm saying. Oily Stool says, thank goodness. That was a good song. So I was actually liking your format change. What does Donnie think of the new song? Donnie's probably eating his evil heart out right now because if he heard it, he knows that's a good song. He has to be honest with himself, but I'm sure he
won't be honest with us though.
No, he'll crap on.
Yeah.
He will crap on. He'll be the one guy who says, nah. The Jet says, I absolutely agree. You could have told us it was Green Day or Weezer. I'd have believed you. Come on, man. Fish Tank's voice it doesn't sound like Green Day. Maybe a little more towards the Weezer side, But I hear a little Cracker. And I don't mean that in a racist way. I mean like Cracker International.
I assumed you meant musically.
But see, here's the thing. You try to compare it. If it's hard, that's good. That means they've got at least enough of a unique sound to where you'll hear it and go, holy crap, that's Light Sleeper. You sound like Light Sleeper. So that's pretty good. See, Fish Tank. They said, hey, can't thank you enough for playing the tune. We'll have more tracks coming. We just wanted to get the first single out, get a little buzz. Well, the buzz is buzzing, man. We can't wait to hear the whole thing. Can't wait to see the entire album. They say leave them wanting more, but we'll see. Now I usually don't have to wait for more, so now I'm a little pissed.
We're not good at this patience thing
I'm
anymore.
going to demand more. Get it done, Fish Tank. Get it done. So, anyways, you can find Fish Tank on Spotify. Just look up Light Sleeper, High and Dry. And it's a great song. The Jet says Fish Tank officially has 2 songs being played on the radio. Well, now 3. I mean, we like I said, what are our, we got Burning Hell Lakers, Burning Hell Dodgers. What else? There's something else, I think.
Well, those are the 2 that I know. I know we have 2 versions of Burning Hell Lakers, I think.
That's right. We have the different Shut Up Phil, Shut Up Ralph, I Hate You Ralph.
Yeah.
Some of those things.
Yeah, I've got one of them here, but I don't know which one.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, let's just enjoy what we just heard.
Let's not oversaturate the market.
Yeah, we don't need to go back to that right here. So, anyways, again, check it out. Spotify, YouTube, find it wherever you feel like. Light Sleeper, High and Dry. That was a good song, man. Good job, Fish Tank. That was a good job. 888-368-1580. So, all right, moving on. Shohei Ohtani's been throwing like from 60 feet. They say he's working it out. His pitch is he's not going to be pitching like appropriate pitch, like proper pitch, but yeah, he's throwing a little here and there. He says, I'll go in there and throw about 60, 70 pitches from 60 feet, just getting the movement, getting the flow, continuing to increase the distance and seeing where that goes. But he's working it out. Don't expect him this year though. Right? There's no way.
No, it's not about this year. It's just about getting him on track with a throwing regimen that's going to build up the strength in that arm again, and that's the part that they're focusing on now. It is impressive, but this is pretty much the timeline. He's on track.
Right. Yeah.
But it's not going to be to pitch this year. It's just he's on track to get back next year.
If he never pitches again, he'll still have a place in the team.
Yeah. And I think he'll still probably be worth the price of admission because it seems like not pitching has allowed him to focus on hitting more. He's a better hitter now than he was a year ago, and he was already really good.
So when he gets back to pitching, does that drop, or do you think now he's just established this level of hitting that no matter what happens next, he'll still have it?
That I couldn't tell you. I don't know what that workload does to a person because he is a unicorn. We just don't see that kind of baseball player that does both. So I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
888-368-1580. 0613 says, loving that band, Light Sleeper. I'll be following them to hear what they're creating and playing in the future. Thanks for having them on. Sincerely, Glamping Life. How do
How do you come up with glamping life as the texture nickname?
There has to be a story there.
Are you
right?
homeless? Because that sounds like you're homeless. People say I'm camping, but it's glamping, which is glamour camping. So like you're like homeless day one in a nice car. That's all I can guess. But whatever it is, glad you like it. 888-368-1580. And I wanted to talk to Randy about the racing over the weekend. You know, Newgarden winning the Indy 500 in a rain delayed thing, and figured he'd fill us in on more of the races and stuff. So, guess that's not going to happen. I mean, I don't even know what happened.
He's the one that watches all day. So
Yeah.
when all the races happen on Memorial Day weekend, he's the one that doesn't move.
A lot of people called in hungover today.
I can understand that.
So
I pretty much wasn't sober for 48 hours this weekend. So
this was weird. On Friday, Stan Van Gundy goes on with Dan Le Batard on his podcast, and it's out of nowhere. He's like, "Yeah, my wife killed herself, last year," and he talks about how it was really devastating, and it personally, it just hurt so much. The very next day, Grayson Murray, 2-time PGA Tour winner, died by suicide at the age of 30.
Oh man,
isn't that weird? I mean, the two are not connected in any way. But Van Gundy talked about how much he misses her, and knew she was having a hard time, but didn't see this coming, and it just completely destroyed his life. And then the family of Grayson Murray, he was golfing on Saturday, and he killed himself the next day. I guess whatever his issues were, he pulled out of the tournament saying he was ill, but I guess it was worse than that. So. His family is just torn up and devastated by that. And it's just kind of weird, kind of just a strange coincidence that this happens. But I
think that's really just kind of a testament to how often it happens. So I'm just going to say right now, if you have anybody that you think is going through a hard time, might be struggling a little bit, reach out to them, talk to them.
What is that number they give out? Is it 998? What is the number for that?
Oh, I have to look that one up.
Every story that I've read, it's not, if you dial 988 on your phone and you talk to Suicide Crisis Lifeline. And I just felt weird. Like every time I saw a story about suicide pop up, their thing, hey, this is about suicide. If you got problems, dial 998 and somebody will help you. I'm like, well, that's kind of strange that you think just because I'm reading a story about suicide that I might be suicidal. But you're right. You just don't think about it. If you're going along through life and that you're doing all right, and there's a lot of people who aren't. There's a lot of people who do need that help. And listen, here's the connecting theme. Stan Van Gundy is devastated at the loss of his wife. Grayson Murray's family devastated at the loss of him. And just know that there's somebody who's going to be devastated if you're no longer here. And why would you do that? Don't do that. Take care of you and get the help you need to do that. And if you can't do it for you, do it for the people who are going to be devastated if you're not here. So simple as remembering 988. Just dial in your phone like you dial 911, and somebody will pop on and hopefully get some help. So anyways, I didn't mean that to be a PSA. It was so strange that those two things happened, back to back.
It's very odd. It's very bizarre. I just always try to take that time to mention it because it is something where people struggle alone and they don't know that maybe how much people in their life care and really would miss them. And if you take the time to say that, you might help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Always remember somebody is going to be devastated if you do that. So don't do that. Don't do that. Give it a shot, get some help. 988. Okay. So now that's pretty heavy stuff. Then I go to this and I'm just like, this is why I can't take you seriously. Terrence Atmain had to apologize for hitting a woman with a ball at the French Open. Terrence got upset and hit the ball and it kind of spun off and went in and hit a lady in the head, right in the neck. And she's like, I'm okay. So that's just
How is this even a story?
I'm trying to understand what the story is.
That's my point. This is the most interesting thing you're going to tell me about tennis is that he had to apologize. I'm so sorry. And okay, I'm fine. And so he's going to get a fine for it. But the woman was like, no, sorry. Any other ball hits you in the neck, you're going to the hospital. But in tennis, I mean, so we got all this people. There's no number for somebody who got hurt by a fluffy ball.
And some of these serves are like 112 miles an hour or whatever it is. Still not as dangerous as a baseball.
Yeah,
one.
even then, you're going to be all right.
And two, him hitting it out of anger, there's no way he hit it at that speed. So the fact that the lady was fine, I think, is the testament to maybe that this shouldn't be a story. They just let it go. Just what are we doing?
It was more about the tantrum, so he'll get a fine for it. But yeah, I think the safest sport to watch has got to be tennis. Even if you get hit by the ball, you're fine.
It's an individual sport, which means when you screw up, it's all you. It's also a sport where you're playing offense and defense at the same time. Every mistake is basically double.
Listen, Terrence said, hey, I'm sorry. Said the gesture was not intentional. Please forgive me. But then also explained, well, the broken string is why the ball flew off in the stands. Did not take actual accountability
for his actions.
It wasn't me. It was a string.
Well,
it was broken.
He's saying I shouldn't have hit it out of anger. However, if it was working the way it was supposed to, when I hit it out of anger, it wouldn't have hit that lady.
Oh, we were so close to somebody taking actual accountability.
He was a few steps away. All he had to do was say the first half and stop talking. That's it.
All right, listen, we're running late for a break. Let's do this. We'll come back. More of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Seasons change. Why not your tech? Upgrade now during the Dell Technologies Summer Sale event and save on select PCs like the XPS 16, powered by Intel Core processors. You'll be able to bring your most intensive projects to life with built-in AI, minimalistic design, immersive visuals, and cinematic audio. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics plus free shipping on everything. Amazing prices await you for a limited time only at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh, Baker's Cocky Hens. You missed out, dude. You missed it. He says, I'm just tuning in, guys. What a weekend. We lose Bill Walton and Angel Hernandez. Why couldn't it have gone the other way? Oh, see, it's funny. I got yelled at for saying that in the last hour.
Well, no one yelled at you.
The wrong guy
didn't agree.
died.
I just didn't agree.
I'm just honest enough to say what everyone else is thinking.
I just don't think that Angel Hernandez. Look, I wish Bill Walton were still here. I don't need to make that about Angel Hernandez. And
I
his
didn't want
life.
either of them to die. I'm just saying, if I had to choose which one, I'm not sure.
I just don't want to do that hypothetical. I don't, because that's a guy with a family and people that care. I just wanted him to stop umpiring in games, and he's managed to do that somehow.
Yeah, but if you had a choice,
but you don't.
Yeah, I know. But if you did, so yeah, I got you, Baker Cocky Hens.
But I didn't yell at you for it. I just don't agree.
Like you're yelling at me right now.
But I'm not.
Yeah, okay. Ringless Joe, I'm not reading that, but it is funny. Lacrosse guy, thank you. Sorry about that. Oily Stool says, here's another number a lot of your listeners need. 1-800-NEXT STEP. You're not lying.
You're not exactly wrong.
You are not lying. More people loving the fish tanks. The light sleeper high and dry song. I love it, says 78. And thumbs up and emojis from somebody else. So there you go. And okay. So I was going to say, I forgot what I was going to say. I don't know. Just a little distracted. I'm a little bit distracted. A little sad, to be honest. Yeah. One of my favorites, Lexi Thompson, retiring from the LPGA. I don't know what she looks like. I don't know. I don't know.
She's really good. But what was she, 29, 30?
Why is she retiring?
She just wants to. I don't know. Tour schedule's a little tough if you want to start a family life, maybe have kids, whatever. So she's walking away. But she's been very successful, and if she had decided to keep on playing, she'd continue to be successful.
I think I need to speak directly to Lexi Thompson. To be honest, I don't know what you look like. I don't care. What I'm trying to say is I'm not familiar with you, but let me give you a piece of advice. You're 29 years old. And if that has anything to do with it, I have children. It's not worth it. Don't have kids. Keep golfing.
Damn.
That's pretty much the message.
I have heard on this show that marriage and family life is fulfilling, but also I have heard on this show, no, that's not true.
No. What you've heard is marriage is fulfilling. Children are a horrific drain of your life force. You know what I'm saying?
Good to know. There's a distinction there.
We sold a lot of t-shirts about 15 years ago on this show, and the t-shirt simply said, "Kids cause cancer." And if you think about it, it's true. That is, now I know you're struggling with this right now. I know
a little bit. I'm processing. But
if you think about it, it's true.
I thought you were going to provide actual evidence for that. Okay, I just have to think real hard.
Search your feelings. I'm just saying. I love my children. Don't get me wrong. I do love my kids. But if you're a 29-year-old gal and you're like, I think maybe I'm going to retire from golf so I can have kids, you are making the wrong choice. You can have kids later.
It is unlikely that I will ever have children. So, I'm not in danger.
You say that, but life has a way. I didn't know I was going to end up with the two kids that I ended up with after my first. My son was a teenager, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm all done here. I've contributed. I have a replacement for myself, and there you go. And then later on, suddenly, oh my God, now I have two more. Didn't see that coming.
Huh.
Love them the minute they existed, but I
you wouldn't plan that again if you had to.
I was 36. I thought I was done. I'm almost done this time.
Look, that's why I said unlikely. I didn't say it's impossible.
You're not going to see me pulling a Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Tony Randall thing, man. My kids are a couple of years away from graduating high school, and when they're done, by God, this has got to be the end of
it. You got to get out of the game for real. I mean,
I'll still have to probably help them out here and there, but holy God. Wow. Yeah. So Lexi, yeah, okay. You're retiring. Hopefully it's not to have kids. I hope it's for something else.
For some other reason, like travel the world or I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If you're a child listening to this show, I just want you to know you're a horrible burden on your parents. So you're lucky to be here. Go clean your room. That's my I don't think we have kids.
Motivational. We shouldn't really. If their parents are good at their jobs, they won't hear us do ours.
Both things can be true. I love my kids, but for the love of God, don't have kids.
Yeah, no, that doesn't contradict itself at all.
0078 says, play that song again. Oh, I would love to play it every hour, but I can only get away with so much. This is not a music station, and you will hear their music at the bumper rotation, the light sleeper, high and dry. But yeah, we can't just sit around playing music all the time. As much as we'd like to, being able to play the song once was about all I can get away with here. Bruno Baller says, looks like Grand Canyon is in the Tucson Regional, along with Arizona, Dallas, Baptist, West Virginia, double elimination tournament. That's what's happening. Yeah, I think we're going to air the games later this week. I'm waiting for official word on that. So go GCU. Absolutely. Hey, can I just say, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Trying to find his name. Oh, there it is. Patrick Melata. No, wait, hold on. Is that his name? Who's the guy that knocked out Greg Hardy? Did I get that right? Greg Hardy is out there trying to do UFC and boxing, garbage can of human being, Greg Hardy. And yeah, he had a 3-0 record as a pro boxer, but he got knocked out, I guess, at some match on Thursday. Patrick Melata, I think, is the guy who knocked him out. Just took him right out, dumped him right there. And that makes me happy to see that. Makes me happy. And because he's a garbage can of a human being.
Yeah.
The Greg Hardy.
Yeah, just an awful person. That again, another one of those situations where he needed overwhelming evidence to be available to the public before the NFL decided, okay, fine, I guess we won't let Greg Hardy keep playing football. And then he went to MMA, did some UFC, had like a 7-5 record or something like that. They dumped him. And then he's been bare knuckle boxing lately.
I'm glad, because that hurts more when they punch him and knock him out.
Yes,
he got knocked out in 2023 too. How many times you get knocked out where you're like, boxing's not for me?
Well,
I'm talking proper out cold. Like you wake up and you're like, okay, why is everybody up there? Why am I down here?
Which I didn't see the knockout myself, but I heard that it was he went limp in the ring. So that was he went to sleep completely.
Sometimes karma works.
Sometimes it does.
Sometimes. Mike Tyson was on a plane, and we were hoping that he gives a little karma to Jake Paul. But I guess he had a little medical incident. He was on this plane, and I guess he got really bad acid reflux or something. And it was so painful and bad that they had to get some paramedics and stuff for him. They had to take him off the plane as soon as it landed in L.A. And, he's sitting there in first class having an issue. Somebody's like, hey, is that Mike Tyson? And she's like, I can't tell you, but he really is. Yes, that's Mike Tyson. So it was totally Mike Tyson. But he's doing fine.
Tattoo on his face, not give it away.
Yeah, he's not getting away with much.
Yeah, it's just if he's sick on a plane, you don't have to. I think that's Mike Tyson. Oh, yeah, the guy with the face tattoo around his left eye. That's Mike Tyson.
Well, he's got some time between now and July 20th to Boy, if I had that sort of debilitating acid reflux, I would have like a suitcase of Tums just ready to
That's
go.
all that would be in there. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what they're saying. He became, he was nauseous as well. But he had an ulcer flare up. So I guess it was more than Tums was going to handle. Wow. So listen, he was not a good dude himself. I just hope he destroys Jake Paul. That's all I care about. But yeah.
I do think Mike Tyson has done more to try and repair some of the harm that he's done than most people. So there's at least that. It's still it's something, because a lot of terrible people just keep right along being terrible, which is the worst outcome. They never change, they never grow, they never figure anything out. Mike Tyson, at least when he got older, started to.
You hurt a woman or a child, and you're playing in sports, I want you injured. I hope you get your legs broken. And that's what I hope for Deshaun Watson. That's why I don't mind Greg Hardy getting knocked out. There's a couple other guys that if they get hurt, I'm going to be like, okay. I mean, I actively hope for Deshaun Watson to get destroyed. But
as you should.
Some of these guys, I'm like, all right, serves you right. Okay.
Yeah. And especially a guy like Greg Hardy, who was never sorry for what he did. At least if he was, he didn't say it to anybody. And Deshaun Watson has done everything but accept responsibility for the thing that he did that harmed lots of people 20 plus times. There's no helping Deshaun.
The Tom says he really wishes Michael Vick had gotten hurt from the dog fighting. Well, that would have been karmic. Like if he got mauled by a dog, right?
That would have been karmic. Yeah. He did go to jail, though.
Yeah. He served his time.
As opposed to a guy like Deshaun Watson, who never, where was the punishment for him or Greg Hardy?
Mm-hmm.
Like those guys
Tyson
skipped
did
out.
time in prison.
Yeah. Like the people who served their time, that doesn't make it better. It doesn't mean you can't still wish for bad things to happen to them. But I don't know. The people I focus on the most are the ones that never got really in trouble. Deshaun Watson got a fully guaranteed NFL contract, and he's not even close to being in legal trouble anymore.
I hope he's so bad this year.
I mean, it's the only saving grace I have is that he's not good at football.
He had a bad year last year, and I hope he has a bad year this year. And it's not even about him, because he gets the money either way. I hope it's bad because of the jackholes that own the Browns and run the Browns, who thought it would be a good idea. So I want to see those guys suffer. I'd like to see his legs broken on the field. And I think that pretty much covers it. I think
that's fair.
Yeah. Hey, listen, when we come back, we're going to talk about a new issue, a new story. Not sure what to think of this one. There's a lot of question marks, a lot of gaps. Not sure what's real or what's not, but there's been another incident, at least one that's finally getting reported. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains from May 24th through June 3rd. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So, okay, great. Here we go again. But I'm not sure. This one just kind of came out of nowhere. And I have a lot of questions. So the headline, 2 women file lawsuit accusing Brandon McManus, the kicker, of sexual assault on the Jaguars team flight last year. Okay. So here's what they're saying. They said that he was grinding on them. Touching them and like 2 gals, and basically then just here. Let me just read it. It says McManus is accused of trying to kiss one woman while she was seated during a turbulent period of the September flight. So now we're just hearing about this now. How does that work? How do you if this is a flight attendant and she's sitting and now how does that? I've never seen this. And then it said during the meal service, I guess. And then this other woman says McManus was grinding up against her and then smirked and walked away when she confronted him about it. A lawsuit also claims that McManus offered money to other flight attendants to, quote, drink and dance inappropriately.
Well, it's a charter flight, so I have no idea what the setup is.
I just don't understand. So if it's September, why are we now just hearing about this? And at the moment that all this happened, why didn't they call the police and have him dealt with?
Well, it happens all the time. There are a lot of women who are afraid about what retribution might happen.
He's just a kicker.
He still has more power than them. They're random flight people as far as he's concerned. And so
I'm pretty sure the gal at Starbucks has more power than a kicker.
I doubt that. For starters, she's not making anywhere near as much money as the kicker. So like there's that.
That doesn't seem right, does it? It just doesn't. Go ahead.
I don't know, man. Like when the game is on the line and your kicker is the guy that can win you the game, all of a sudden that's worth every nickel. So I don't know.
Well, what he has in common with the gal at Starbucks, neither are football players. But go ahead.
Sure. but that's part of it, is like it does take some time to build up the courage to say, am I going to go through with this? Am I going to potentially have my name put out there in the press and all of this other stuff? And then you have to go, maybe talk to a lawyer and try and figure out what you can legally prove, so you can file the police report and still be in a position where can I prove any of this in a legal sense?
Because a lot of that could have been done within a month.
Sure.
Not all the way up to May. So that's kind of strange that this took all this time.
I don't think it's that
Part
strange.
of the reason it took time is instead of calling the police, the lawyers for these ladies, they were trying to achieve settlement. They were trying to say, hey, if you don't pay us, we're going to go public with this. And he didn't pay. So now they've gone public. So Did the team ever know about any of this? It does not seem that they did, because Doug Peterson was saying, it's the first I've heard of any of this, was these news stories coming out. I have no idea. You know, it's a 747. He could have been upstairs, McManus downstairs. It could have been separated. I don't know how this whole thing could have gone down, but this whole one seems, I don't know. I mean, we need more information.
When Deshaun Watson did what he did, those women did not immediately report. You know what I mean? Like, because that takes some courage. That takes a little bit.
What is immediate? 9 months?
It took a while, because I remember when the first woman accused him, the first thing people said was, "What took her so long?" I don't remember what the timeline was on that, but it was a few months. It wasn't like an instantaneous.
No, I get it. It takes time. It eats at you. You're thinking, gee, should I say something? Should I not say something? But there was more than one woman. There was a lot of them. And but
that's the thing. A lot of women don't report. Like, they're genuinely, we have a massive problem with this. That they are afraid to report it. They're afraid they're not going to be believed. So now you've said, here's this thing that really concerns me. And the first thing people think is, oh, she's a gold digger. She's doing whatever. She's just trying to get money. This is an actual issue that we face, that a lot of women do not feel comfortable reporting when this stuff happens. So,
and that is a failure of law enforcement, 100%. Because if women feel that way, that if they feel that they're going to be dismissed, they're going to be mocked, they're going to be, oh, it was no big deal. Oh, little gal, little honey, whatever. If they're going to get treated badly, and so where they're sitting on this and letting it eat at them before they finally come forward, and then people say, well, why did that take so long? Now, I get that, but 9 months worth. I just, I don't know what the average is for a woman going through. They have the stages of grief, right? Well, the stages of having something like this happen. I just, I guess every situation, every woman is going to be different. So I guess you couldn't apply some sort of a formula to this, but it's just a real failure that women feel like they can't immediately come forward and say, hey, this is my body. You don't touch me. And if you do touch me, there's going to be consequences. I'm telling somebody. If somebody's not going to take people seriously when they try to report what is a crime, that's a real sad statement. That is a sad statement.
It's unfortunate.
And are there women who will try to exploit situations and make crap up to try to get some money to go after a guy? Yeah. I don't know what the average is on how many times it's that versus the other.
I don't know the concrete numbers off the top of my head, but I
think we need to take every report seriously.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why is because there is more that actually happens than is false. That's the reality of it, but nobody wants to be seen as one of those false people, especially in a situation where McManus was making somebody feel uncomfortable and it was a groping. Then you start to feel like, is that as serious as, maybe if he had raped somebody? Like, is it that serious? And like, people shouldn't have to weigh that math. If you were sexually assaulted, you should be able to just say so.
Right.
But that's not the world we live in at the particular moment in time.
Average Joe says, my guess is that since it was a charter flight, the women were probably trying to settle or speak with the organization and or McManus, and it's been dragged out so long, they finally came forward. See, I take issue with that. I think that when you come to a point where you're coming forward with a lawyer, well, then that lawyer should immediately be coming forward to law enforcement with you to say, hey, this happened. I don't think that there should be a you pay us or else, because that feels wrong.
It feels wrong, but like the civil case has the best chance of going. The criminal one is the one where the standard of evidence is higher. What you say may not.
Well, then you're basically throwing every other woman that comes across an abuser right into the path of that person, because you're like, well, I got paid for what they did to me. That's not going to stop them from doing it to the next person.
Yeah,
money.
But
you think money's going to stop?
But what you hope
if
is
he's
that
person,
if the name is out there as somebody who is an abuser of some kind,
so the name won't be out there. If they had settled, we never would have heard about this.
yeah, probably not to this degree, but
We
like
wouldn't
if
have
you
heard about it at all.
if you want some level of justice, the civil way is the way that actually works more often.
Guess
It just-
what? You can go and you can report this to the police and have the police be like, nah, there's nothing there. But you can then still go after them civilly. You can do both. I think you owe the criminal part of this to help protect other
Yeah,
women.
But I also don't think that I don't know if you owe. I don't know that that's the right way to say it because you are putting yourself out there. Your name could be out there. Your family's
I
name
would
could
feel
be
like
out there.
I'd owed it to the person that would
somebody-
get hurt if I did nothing.
Yeah, and I think that's courageous, but I don't think that that's a baseline expectation just because everybody has their own personal risk that they're willing to put up with. And if you're somebody who's like, yeah, I don't know if me and my family can handle being in the spotlight for this in particular, because that's going to change your life, regardless of what you think. It's going to put your name out there that like when you go for jobs and other things like that, our employees going to hold that against you. They shouldn't. Has it happened? Yes. So like there's a bunch of math being done there that not everybody's going to agree on.
Well, right is right and wrong is wrong. And you need to live your life based on that, not in fear of what may happen. And no, I think you do owe a duty of care to the people who will come behind you if you do nothing. If you do nothing and this guy continues on, okay, so he grinded on you. Guess what? He rapes the next one. And then if you could have said something and help prevent that, I hope you feel like crap because you should, and I'm sorry these things happen.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry they happen. But people, we all need to get braver, and we need to start working on reform to where a woman can step up and say, "Hey, so this thing just happened to me," and they get taken seriously, and it's not a thing where all of a sudden that now they're scared.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody how brave they need to be, man. Like that is your life, what you're having to put at
be
risk.
Brave for ourselves and each other.
And each other. And I get that, but it's easy to say not having been in those shoes. That's all I'm saying. It's a much more difficult thing to be the person in the seat actually making the decision on whether or not you're going to upend your life for somebody you don't know.
Right now, yes, because there's the problem where they don't get taken seriously. I don't blame them. I'm just saying, but that we need to do better. We need to do better with law enforcement to where women, and I know a woman will go in and they'll give a report and say, well, what were you wearing? It's like, sorry, what?
And also as people who talk about it, we have to do better. Like you can't there are people who immediately go to the gold digger thought process the moment that they hear something like this. And that's a horrible place to start.
Well, that is born from this is a civil case and was never reported to the police. That is where people start to go, are these girls just in it for the money or did something really happen? It's more credible when they report it to an actual law enforcement.
Yeah, I think. I just think that I don't want to be the person that sits there and says, because the timeline doesn't add up to me, who wasn't there and I didn't see any of it and I don't know what went down, I'm going to sit here and decide, well, that seems suspicious. It might be. And look, if you're lying, I hope you get nothing. But the odds are more towards that something actually did happen because that's most of the cases.
Well, like I said,
and they're
the very
underreported.
thing I said at the very beginning was we need more information on this because it could go either way. McManus could be just picked on. Maybe it just like, I don't know, they decided me because I was sitting in the back, and then they, or he did the thing. It could go either way.
And
we don't know until we get more information.
He was a Jacksonville Jaguar last year. He is a Washington Commander right now.
Congratulations.
And guess what? If he did it, he should be God tomorrow.
Slim Pickens hat says, is it grinded or ground? I think you're saying somebody was grinding on you. I grinded on her. I don't think I say I ground her.
He's just because it sounds like you're trying to wreck her. That's
yeah.
I don't think that's
grinded. Will probably. I don't know why you're worried about the
tenses of this. Do you think it's grinded or ground?
Here we're talking about women getting assaulted, and you're like, wait, let's make sure we got the
hold on
correctly
what,
here.
What is the proper past tense of grind in this situation?
Baker's Cocky Hen says, too bad McManus was with the Jaguars after Urban Meyer. I think they would have started as friends. Urban Meyer would have been jealous. Maybe kicked him. Maybe they would have kicked each other. I don't know.
All right, guys, that is 2 hours down. We got one to go. Come on back. Let's talk some football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you an annoying coworker sending emails when everyone else is sleeping? Do they ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have knowledgeable sleep experts that can help you find a better bed, like a Tempur-Pedic. It has technology to keep you cool at night, meaning anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harman Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmansolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call. 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmansolar.com.
O'Reilly.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher with Josh Garcia of the Miracle Mile Deli. Josh, I want to thank you and your family for making such a huge difference over the last 75 years in the restaurant business in Arizona.
Thank you, Mark. It's been a privilege and an honor to serve generations of families like yours in the Valley over the last 7 decades, and we are extremely grateful to be celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2024 with a variety of different specials. So come on down to our Phoenix location at 16th Street in Campbell with your family and friends and celebrate with us. For more information, visit miraclemiledeli.com.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains from May 24th through June 3rd. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
The Arizona primary election is coming up on July 30th, 2024. Are you voting by mail? Here are some reminders. Mail your ballot back 7 to 10 days before Election Day. Otherwise, return your early ballot to any secure election drop box or voting location by 7 p.m. on Election Day. Sign up today to receive email or text updates on your ballot status. Learn more at arizona.vote. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240 Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He decided to leave the show early. No apparent reason, just pretended like his internet crashed and decided to go off drinking, I guess. 888-368-1580. We got Keon Rose here and you guys on the text line, and we're in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And all right, let's talk football. I got a whole hour with nothing to do but talk football. We've had a hell of a show so far, so let's just focus on the football. So I saw this and I don't get it. The NFL is saying, hey, well, you know how we're doing stuff in England and we're doing stuff in Germany. They said we're going to do a game in Brazil. We're going to try to hit Spain. Well, now they're saying Paris and Dublin are possible future hosts for regular season games. I get Dublin.
I get Dublin. You know, rowdy, drinking, you know, a bunch of good Irishmen going out there enjoying a good brawl. That'd be great. You know, that's the same. That's the kind of attitude, the kind of place you think, yeah, I can see football working there. Paris? No, not so much Paris.
I mean, they play rugby in France, I assume.
Do they?
Yes, they do. It's a very European. There's a French rugby league.
Like 90% of them have got cigarettes hanging out of their mouths probably while they do it.
I mean, maybe. But I assume if you play rugby in your country, you could probably handle football.
I don't know. I mean, Dublin, I'm talking fan bases, makes sense. Paris, I don't know. Again, I don't know if that one's going to take.
I don't know either.
Don't feel like that one is going to take. You know, I think Irish can get really into it. Of course you can. The French, I don't know. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know.
Somebody's on them rugby teams, man.
I don't feel like it fits.
I mean, look, I don't know either, but if your country plays rugby and theirs does, somebody is on those teams.
Yeah, I got you.
And if somebody's on those teams, and they do it enough that, like, okay, you're sending teams to the Olympics and what have you, there might be a market for football.
Pink Eye, that's a pretty good point. How about a game in Hawaii, Alaska, Puerto Rico? Okay, Alaska, I think I would say is too far, but no, I guess maybe not. Puerto Rico, beautiful. Hawaii, yeah.
Alaska would depend on when you play and all that too.
No, I think Alaska's out.
I just don't know that Alaska's going to work. But Hawaii and Puerto Rico, yeah. I don't see why not.
I mean, I'd say no before we started having games in England and before we started having games in Germany. Now I'm just like, kind of the same.
Yeah, like at that point, like let's just send teams to at least other parts of America.
You know, maybe a West Coast team going to Hawaii wouldn't be so bad. I don't think anybody complained about it.
If you get like a year where the Niners and the Rams are playing each other, that's perfect because they don't have to go as far.
Puerto Rico. Yeah, why not? Saints could play there.
Any of the South
Florida
teams, the AFC or
there.
NFC South could probably just make that happen.
I think that'd be great. That makes more sense to me than these games in Europe.
Agreed.
Or Brazil or anywhere else. Makes much more sense, Pink Eye. Well done. Good job. Hey, you want something to make sense? Something occurred to me. I'm minding my own business, as I so often do. And I hear another things like, oh, that Marvin Harrison Jr., you can't get his jersey. They're not for sale yet because he didn't sign his rookie thing for it. He signed his rookie contract, but he
hasn't signed the NFLPA form.
He did finally sign that.
Oh, he did.
But here's the thing. They're still not for sale. Still can't buy them. Can't pre-order it. Hey, you know what you can do? You can have it custom made.
Yeah.
Why not just
get the number
put
4?
His number.
Type Harrison in.
Harrison Jr. Everyone will know. Ta-da! You got a Marvin Harrison Jr. jersey before anybody else has it. Why haven't you done this if you're a big fan? They're like $75, $100. Get a promo code or something at NFL.com and get a custom jersey. There's other sites that make custom jerseys. Maybe not. Don't use the ones Nick LaCapria used and still owes some of you guys jerseys.
Whatever source that is.
We're not dealing with them anymore.
Oh.
No, we're never going to do that again. You know how many?
What? Because it took him a year and a half to get everybody a jersey.
Dear God.
Yeah.
And everybody's mad at me.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're the person that can actually be complained to. So you're just catching hell.
Well, I passed on every single one, and I raised a lot of hell on my own. Just saying that some of those emails were hurtful.
Oh, damn. That's unnecessary.
Didn't realize I owed you that much. All right. So fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but he's wearing the number 18 with the Cardinals. You just type
all right.
Harrison up there.
Harrison Jr.
Yep.
18. Bam.
Good to go.
Simple as that. Get yourself a t-shirt. Get yourself whatever you want. So it doesn't matter what the NFL or the NFLPA or even Marvin Harrison Jr. himself says.
Is it because is he suing Fanatics or is Fanatics suing him? They sell
There's
the
really
jerseys.
no reason now why. because he signed his rookie contract this week. He reportedly agreed with the NFLPA and the licensing agreement. So there's no reason why. It's actually people are scratching their heads. I mean, you figured they'd be ready for this. I don't know if they're just, I don't know, maybe the Fanatics, they still have this lawsuit against Harrison. Are they trying to build up more damages? But it's kind of on them. I don't know. It's very confusing. Right now, they should be available, but they're not. And you can't buy one. You can't pre-order it. At least the last time I checked.
Is it a conflict of interest if they're selling the jersey of the guy they're suing?
Could be.
Yeah, I think this might be what's holding it up. It's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, they also, I don't know if they have to. They may not have to. They're suing him for the initial thing. But see, when you sue somebody, there has to be damages. It's very confusing. Whatever the case, if you want a Marvin Harrison Jr. jersey, you can make one. I don't know. How much are they? Like, I know the NFL.com is like $100, at least last time I saw.
Yeah, I actually
there's got to be cheaper sites. Just keep in mind, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, if it's not an officially licensed NFL partner that sells their stuff, results may vary.
Yeah. King of Kenton says Alaska and or Hawaii could host the Sea Chickens, and maybe Ralph could go and stay there. I see it now. Rams, Sea Chickens in Hawaii and Alaska. Yeah, Ralph could just go away. I don't know. Listen, I get to give Ralph crap, but you guys probably need to ease up on that.
You don't know him.
Beer Bob says, Keon, did you just say if you get a year where Rams play the Niners, they can play in Hawaii? Newsflash, Keon, they're in the same division. They play each other every year. They actually play each other twice every year.
Yeah, I realized that after I said it, and I just kept on moving. But thanks for pointing that out.
Means you could try to send the Cardinals, too.
You probably send the Cardinals. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, no.
888-368.
You could also even send the Seahawks. Why not? Just throw them in there.
Ray says, someday I will get a Nick LaCapria jersey. You aren't one of those poor people that, are still waiting, are you? I really am sorry about that, everybody. Let's see. Pierre has sent me a text, but for some reason, the translate button is not getting the job done there. Oh, here we go. He says, Mr. Jeffrey, I take exception your negative assertion of the French when it comes to American football. I didn't say nothing other than maybe you guys run around with cigarettes hanging out of your mouth, and I wasn't sure if you really would support football.
But also, Pierre, aren't you not French?
We French, we love American football. Even supported the NFL Europe team in the 2000s. It may not be as popular as the British football, but the NFL is a very popular and Paris. I was not aware of that.
I was not aware of this either. But Pierre, because sometimes Pierre will defend France, but sometimes he'll say, no, we're not French. We're French Canadian. What is your deal? Why are you defending the French right now? I thought that as a French Canadian, you don't actually care.
Baker's Cocky Hens was one of those victims.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, dude.
He said, I thought it was odd my jersey was made in China with a Y.
Yeah, that's...
China. I know Baker's Cocky Hens. I know. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that anymore. By the way, speak about not wanting to talk about something, right? You've been invited to something, and you're like, by somebody you normally wouldn't go with. They're like, hey, I got a ticket to this thing. You want to go? And you're like, yeah, all right. I got nothing going on. And you go, and then you're then the rest of I don't know, years. There's like years where now that's all you hear about because of who you went with. Has that ever happened to you?
No, I can't say that has.
Oh, well, it happened to Hayden Hopkins. Hayden Hopkins is this gal, and she's neighbors with Raiders owner Mark Davis. You know, the creepy looking guy.
Yeah.
And so he's like, hey, you want to go to a game? She's like, yeah, I'm not doing nothing. And they went to a game together. And now everybody assumed that's his girlfriend. And she says, I was pictured sitting next to him at a game in 2022, and I've endured false rumors of a romantic relationship ever since. She says, it's just not true. And the reason this is coming out now, a couple of years later, is because she went on the Instagram and she's, look at me, I'm pregnant, and showed her baby bump. And everybody's like, holy crap, Mark Davis is going to be a dad. Everybody can assume that's Mark Davis's baby. And so then she's like, oh, wow, I better set the record straight here. She says, reports of Mark Davis being the father of my child are wildly untrue. Mark Davis is sitting there in his house in his underwear at the computer, a little tear rolling down his cheek.
It's not that wildly untrue. It's
Well,
maybe just regular untrue.
Could have just said not true.
You could have just said false.
The hell? She says, I was pictured sitting next to him at a game in 2022 and have endured the false rumors ever since. I just was a guest sitting in the owner's box with some friends. And, yeah, we've seen those pictures. We're like, well, okay. Well, he's either got an amazing personality or, you know, and so not his baby, according to her. In fact, she says these continued media stories are negatively affecting what should be my happiest days. Joey and I are excited to welcome our baby in the fall. Who's Joey?
The person she's actually with, as it turns out.
Sounds like a made-up name.
I mean, I know people named Joey, so like that. How made up could it be?
Have you checked their ID? That sounds like a made-up name.
Well, I don't think so.
I don't know any Joeys. I've never known a Joey.
You've never known a Joey?
No. There's a Joey on Friends. Outside of that, I've never known a Joey.
Well, there's at least one. People on Friends had the most average names. Joey's a very average name.
I knew a guy named Joseph. I called him Joe Sniff, but I never had a friend named Joey. Joey, baby. Remember that song? It's alternative. You probably don't know it. Concrete Blonde, I think. Anyway.
No, I don't know that particular song. Why wouldn't I know? Why wouldn't I know that?
You
were like, it's alternative. You probably
because it's like from the 90s and it was kind of obscure.
Okay. Oh.
You didn't know the song, did you?
I did not know.
See?
I just did the way you
don't
just
get all like what?
No, you just assumed right out of hand, and I was like, wait, why did you assume that? That's all.
The Tom says, nice Concrete Blonde reference. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know how old Tom is. Now I know how old you are. Donnie says, how about the Will Levis sex tape? Wowza. I have no idea what you're talking about.
First off, I didn't know he had a sex tape, and
thank you for the warning.
Yeah, we'll be avoiding it.
Intentionally not seeing that.
I'm good. I'm all good.
I think I speak for all of us when I say, ew.
That's good. It's gonna be a pass for me.
Ew. Yeah, he says it was his hot girlfriend from the draft. Well, why would they release that?
Clearly somebody leaked it. I don't know that they released it. Why would you release that?
Why would you watch that, Donnie?
That's the better question.
Creeper.
It's just I can't imagine either of them wanted that out there. So now you're just being weird if you go watch it.
BBL Drizzy says, my real first name is Joey. Oh, that's cool, man. Now I know a Joey.
I know you know a Joey. There you go.
Hooray! I'll probably forget that. You might have to remind me every now and then.
Problem solved.
Because I know you as BBL Drizzy. If I had you as BBL Joey, then I'd remember that. That's cool. Is there anybody who you like, gee, I wish I had a friend named so-and-so?
Me, not really. Just.
I feel like I'm missing some people in my life.
With various names.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Like right now, do I have a Bob? I don't think I have a Bob in my life. I had a Bob, and then I don't have a Bob.
I have the odd name that people like to have. Like, oh,
I never even heard your name before I met you.
Correct. But once people meet me, they're like, oh, cool. I got
all of a sudden I see all these other Keons popping up all over the place. Ringless Joe says, Donnie will talk about anything to avoid the hard conversation about the impending Wolves sweep. Guys, it's not going to happen if we keep talking about it. It's better if we don't mention it and then let it happen if it's going to happen. Because if we talk about it and we want it too much, it won't happen. Ringless Joe. Did people call you Joey? Ringless Joey? Just curious. That'd be cool if they did.
Yeah. Be pretty awesome.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, Mark Davis's middle name is Clark. Clearly an alias for Joey. How does that make any sense?
Oh, you're gonna have to connect those dots, man. I
think
I'm not getting the connection there.
I think there's nothing there.
Okay. Maybe I'm having a little too much faith, but
Pierre says, Kion, I was born in France and raised in the Canada. Just like you, my friend, born in Guyana and raised in America.
Well, there you go. That's all. I was curious.
Sun Devil Raul says, my late sister's dog was named Joey. He still has a Facebook page.
The dog?
Yeah.
Huh.
Actually, peace, Joey.
I don't know why I'm so surprised by this. I have a friend whose cat has an Instagram page, and the cat's more popular than me.
I feel like that's appropriate. The dogs are always going to be more popular than us. Also, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but
just the only thing that annoys me about pet pages on social media is that the human being will be writing as though they are the pet.
Yeah, unless your dog can actually type.
Yeah, just
you know what? I mean, a new rule: unless your dog can type and maintain their own Facebook page, they shouldn't have one. Ringless Joe says, "My name's not even Joe." All right, well, noted.
Well, you could see how we might assume that.
I mean,
you're fine either way.
It was worth asking. Don't make it weird. Baker's Cocky Hen says, Clark Kent. Mark Davis's middle name is Clark. Clearly an alias for Joey. He's putting the Superman spin on this.
Yeah, but Clark Kent is a regular guy who is sometimes Superman. You're saying Mark Davis is billionaire pretending to be just a guy named Joey? Why? What reason could he have for doing that? He already has billions of dollars. I think he'd rather just be Mark Davis.
Sun Devil Raul wants you to know, not my late sister. She's alive. The dog is the one who's dead, not my sister. I thought we said that, didn't we? I thought we made that clear, didn't we?
Yeah.
Your sister's late dog was named Joey. I read that right.
Yeah.
He still has a Facebook page.
And that's what I just wanted to be sure that the dog was the one with the Facebook page. That's all. Don't know what else we were supposed to take from that.
Really not sure either. Why this is a controversial.
I don't know. It just got very tense for a dog's Facebook page.
All I know is this. I feel it's a better world that Mark Davis wasn't crawling all over this gal. You know what I'm saying? Just don't want to think about that. Like, I don't want to think about Will Levis's
anything
sex tape.
His anything, just anything about the next time I see Will Levis, he will be on TV wearing pads, playing the game of football,
and that's it. I don't need to see. Sun Devil Raul says, "You said my late sister's dog." Did I? Sorry. I think we all understand that it was the other way around. Let's take a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The Olympic Games in Paris open July 26. The United States, the favorite to win the most medals at minus 2,500. China, the second choice, 11-1. To win the most gold medals, the United States minus 700. China 4-1. France 65-1. NCAA tournament bids go out today for college baseball. That's an SEC Invitational atop the betting board. Tennessee, the favorite to win the College World Series at 5-1. Texas A&M 6-1. Arkansas 8-1. LSU 9-1. And Kentucky 10-1. The top non-SEC school on the board, Wake Forest at 11-1. Clemson is at 13-1. For your free VSiN subscription, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett from VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
That's the sound of steak searing in its juices on your new pellet grill. You heard that right. The Weber Searwood Pellet Grill can smoke low and slow at 180 degrees all the way to a high heat sear at 600. With the Weber Searwood, you can cook on the direct flame over the full great sear zone. You'll hear the gasp of amazement from friends and family when you serve the food. Cooking with the Weber Searwood Pellet Grill just sounds delicious and tastes even better.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains from May 24th through June 3rd. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
And we're the Weekend Warriors.
Ralph, I think we should change the name of our show.
To what?
Let's call it 30 Years Sports Talk Interview Fun Time.
What kind of name is that?
Well, we've been friends for over 30 years.
Yeah.
We talk about sports.
Sure.
We interview personalities from the Arizona sports scene.
Okay.
And we have fun.
Dude, are you done?
For now, yes.
Look, Neil, all this is true, but let's just stick to our regular name.
Okay, Ralph, but I think my name is better.
Anyways, it's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Big George says Diamondbacks and Rangers game tipped off in Dallas almost the same time as the Timberwolves and Mavericks game will. No score in the top of the second inning. Brandon is pitching for the Diamondbacks. All right, man. Thanks for that. We'll keep a half an eye on everything as it starts up here. Diamondbacks up 1-0 over the Rangers. Boom. There you go. Now we have a score. 888-368-1580. So, Jason Kelce retired from the Eagles, which makes, Keon happy because Keon hates the Eagles, but Keon also hates the Cowboys. And in that, Keon and Jason Kelce both have a common enemy, the Cowboys. But Jason Kelce says, listen, November 18th, when we have to cover an Eagles, when we have to cover the Cowboys game, he says, I'm not going to have a problem with that. I will not have any bias. He says, I just don't like them. I'm going to give them their props. There's a rivalry, but the reality is, even though I hate the Cowboys fan base, he can talk objectively about the Cowboys. Do you believe him?
I believe him. Yeah. I mean, it's possible to sit there and look at that team and say, all right, there are guys on that team that are really good, and you give credit to those guys and their talent. Like I do that with the other NFC East teams. I hate them all, but like, I'm going to lie to you and say Saquon Barkley is not a great football player. It can't. Like, I have to be objective about that, and you can if you just go from the point of view of, you know, the facts and what the team is, and you can keep your bias out of it.
He says, I can set aside my differences as a player and the competition. So even though he don't like him, he can talk about him, objectively, as a news person would, as a journalist, I guess. But Jason, you don't have to.
I think it would be more fun if he didn't. Just lean into.
Yeah. I don't think he understands. You're not a journalist, Jason Kelce. You are Jason Kelce from the Eagles, who is on Monday Night Football in a talking head capacity. And if you sat there and they went to you and you went, I hate these guys. I mean, it would be great. People would love you.
Like, I refuse to say anything. Like, if they're actually good and you go, no, I'm not saying anything nice about them. I hate the Cowboys.
No, what I just said, because, most of the country agrees. They don't like the Cowboys. I got nothing against them. I don't care about them, but most of the country, it seems, don't like the Cowboys. So if he says, I don't like them, most of the audience is going to go, hell yeah. I know Keon will.
I will be in that number of people. Yeah. And but I understand what he's trying to do. Like, I don't think he wants to get himself pigeonholed in as the guy that just hates the Cowboys. You know, like, if you have something to offer, as far as analysis goes, I think you want to showcase that, and you take as many opportunities as you can to showcase the part of yourself you actually want people to pay attention to.
Yeah, I know, but why not?
Like, if that's what he wants to do,
they're not going to just think about him. You think of Jason Kelce, you think beer guzzling, double fist, 2 cans, drinking, party animal, wearing a genie outfit as he gives a Super Bowl speech. The man who would help the tush push like nobody else's business. People aren't thinking cowboy hater. But I think it's awesome if he just said, I don't like the Cowboys.
If he wanted to lean into that, it would work. It just doesn't seem like that's where he wants to go. Like, that's just not what he wants to be known for.
I guess he says this, but you are to thine own self be true. He will be true to his nature, and I guarantee you it'll come out.
I don't think that you have to keep it under wraps. You can be unbiased and also say, look, I hate these guys. And I hate that they're good right now, if in fact they're good. Or, like, here are all the reasons why I think they're going to win, and boy, I hope none of them happen. There are ways to play it that you can still be unbiased and express how much you hate the Dallas Cowboys.
I predict he won't be able to help it. At first, he'll be like, they've got a very good defense, or they got this, the wide receiver. It's very good. Oh, I hate these guys. And I just hope he's genuine. That's all, because it'll be more entertaining if it is.
Yeah.
The Tom says Dallas Cowboys star is not just, oh geez, a logo.
I know where this is going,
but it's also a rating.
Yeah. It's their Yelp rating. 1 star.
That's pretty good, Tom. I like that. Baker's Cocky Hen says, you guys never give Mercury tickets out? I want to take my daughter, but the way they're playing the last couple of games, I don't want to have to actually pay for a ticket. Well, we don't have tickets. No, I'm sorry.
It's just not an affiliation that we have.
You're gonna have to pull out your own $5 bill.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, it's not $5 anymore. So thanks, Caitlin. But they're playing the Connecticut Sun right now. They are dying. So if it makes you feel any better, they are you're not watching them right now. So
Choro says, why are we talking about the Cowboys? We need to discuss that Commandos kicker.
We already
be
did.
Joining us. Yeah, we just did it, man.
We already did.
You'll have to go back and hear it on the podcast.
To be 100% clear, everything that he did as a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Well, allegedly.
We
don't know if he
everything.
did or didn't.
Okay, everything he is being accused of having done. Let's say that better. He allegedly did as a Jacksonville Jaguar.
It's hard for me to think of a kicker as somebody who would do something like that. Just because I always think of them like eunuchs. Just sort of. I don't know. Sexless?
That's a weird way to think about it.
They're not really football
They're
players.
specialists.
So, I guess so.
Like, since football is like mock war, you got your specialists, you guys call in for specifically one job. That's their job.
Oh, hey, this person just gave them themselves a text or nickname. This is somebody who started texting back in April. Just gave themselves a nickname of Pickle Rick. That works. All right, Pickle Rick.
Rick and Morty fan. Got it.
I'm all good with that. Let me tell you what Pickle Rick said, but then now that I've lost, here it is. Lexi Thompson was a child prodigy who's been golfing professionally since the age of 12. So after 19 years, I don't know, maybe she's just tired.
You know what? I had not considered that.
Yeah. Well, she's like, she's 29. So your math is a little off. 17 years.
17. I mean, still.
I don't know what I expect from a pickle.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Raul the Devil, which by the way is how it translates in Spanish to Sun Devil Raul,
which almost is cool.
He says, anyway, speaking of weird animals, while I was working that Raiders Cardinals preseason game a few years ago, when the Raiders were on that football show where they show you locker room stuff behind the scenes, well, it's Hard Knocks, right? He said, I urinated right next to that weird Raiders owner, Mark Davis, with the weird haircut. Just wanted to claim that. New question. Wait, hold on. Stop.
No. You don't get to just continue like that wasn't a weird thing that you said.
Well, no, you did continue. New question. Who's the most famous person you peed next to at a bathroom? I've hung out with a lot of famous people, but I don't think I urinated next to them.
Yeah, I can honestly say none. I don't think I've ever. If I did, I didn't know them. I didn't recognize them from anything that they've done.
I've ridden elevators. I've shared a ride. I've done all sorts of things with famous people, but I peed next to them. Nope. Nope. He says, hey, Mercury ticket dude, if you spend $50 at Fry's food store, on the receipt, they'll give you 2 free Mercury tickets. Oh, did you hear that, Baker's Cocky Hens?
So there you go.
And Keon, $50 at Fry's, 2 free Mercury tickets.
I'll keep that in mind.
Good idea. So there you go, Baker's Cocky Hens. Thank you, Sun Devil Raul. That was very, very helpful. The Jet says, I urinated next to Jeff Van Gundy once. Please tell me it was in the urinal.
I'm assuming that. That is the assumption that I am starting with. If it's different, you're going to have to specify.
Nothing with this audience.
I am choosing that for my own personal sanity. It's just me. If it's different, you're going to have to explain differently. I am assuming we are talking about urinals.
The Tom says, not peed, but I stood next to Tim McGraw in line to get a pork chop sandwich. Well, that's not peeing next to, is it? He says, this was back at the Mike Tyson, Danny Williams fight in Louisville, Kentucky. Pork chop sandwich. That sounds pretty good.
It is a good sandwich.
Ringless Joe changes the subject completely.
Oh, okay.
Suns need a charismatic leader like Steve Nash was. Current big three are about as likable as a toothache. Okay. I was trying to talk football, but,
Sure.
I think you will. Just kidding.
It's been happening lately. I usually just continue right on talking and click on it, and then I only read the next name when the thing actually loads, because my tap dancing abilities aren't great outside of that. So
the Jet says when he urinated next to Jeff Van Gundy, he says, we both use stalls. I just said, hey, coach.
don't say that.
Yeah, not at the urinal.
No. Listen, anybody who goes to the bathroom, I assume does not want a conversation in the bathroom. You can wait till they get out.
I don't.
But in the bathroom, I don't even want to be perceived. I don't want anyone to notice me, much less talk to me.
I make sure everybody I work with understands. Please don't talk to me when I'm in the bathroom. That is not a place for conversation.
No.
But sure enough, the big personality guys, hey, Jeffrey, how you doing over there? I'm peeing is how I'm doing. Can you just mind your own work over there? Big George says, I once urinated next to Jerry Colangelo at a Diamondbacks game. It was a very enlightening experience. How?
And
How?
Unless this is a very bad joke.
How was it an enlightening
about
experience?
Relieving himself, making him feel lighter, and being an enlightening experience.
George goes to the urinal. You look over to your left, and you're like face to face with penis because he's 7 feet tall. Enlightening for who, George? I'm thinking maybe for Jerry Colangelo more than anything. I bet he remembers that. Choro says, I'm a stall talker. No. No. I don't want to talk to anybody. Yeah.
A stall talk. I will listen. I will put my headphones in and ignore you. And the stall is actually worse. The stall's worse. Do not ever speak to me in a stall.
You know, there's a lot of there's a lot of things about Jimmy Kimmel that I don't care for. But one of the funniest things I ever saw him do is they did this recorded thing where it was like a hidden camera thing, and he was sitting in like the stalls of like the pooper stalls, right? And he would reach underneath and like with a plate of brownies and go, "Would you like a brownie?" So you're sitting there, all of a sudden, hand with a plate of brownies comes at you. Hey, you want a brownie? Like, what the hell?
I would be in very serious trouble because I would step on your hand. Like, I don't. That's an interaction I don't want on so many levels. And even if I was aware it was a joke, I'd still be mad. I don't want to do anything in the bathroom that involves me talking to a person. The idea of food in a bathroom sickens me. Like, there's just so many aspects of this that I can't do.
It's the last thing. Like somebody's like, "Hey, can you spare a roll?" Okay, like they'll say, "Hey, I'm out of toilet paper over here." Right? Hey, can you get some? So you're like, "Oh yeah, here you go." You help a guy out. Next one over, you hand him a roll of toilet paper. But if he offers you brownies, yeah, no, I'll pass. That was just look it up. I'm sure everything is out there on the Google.
My God. Oh, okay.
Jimmy Kimmel offering brownies.
If I could stomach it, just thinking about the whole thing makes me mad.
Sun Devil Raul says, yeah, Mark Davis story when he came in there when I was peeing. He says it was weird. Bathroom had like 10 urinals. No one else was in the bathroom. He walked in after I was already going, and he picked the urinal right next to me. Swear to God.
Oh,
that is a violation of the man code.
That's a bad person.
That is wrong. You're right, Sun Devil Raul.
I mean that morally. You are morally incorrect for doing that. If you're a billionaire, you are absolutely morally incorrect for doing that.
We need a counseling line for Sun Devil Raul for that.
Yeah.
10 years later, he's still traumatized.
I would be.
Choro says ooh, brownies. Are they gluten-free?
Gross.
Big George says, I hate stall talkers. I hate when dudes are. Yeah, peeing next to me and says, dude, how tall are you? I want to say I'm tall enough to see you're not working with over there, but I'm polite. And I tell them I'm 7 feet and politely leave the conversation. He says, that's why I like private bathrooms. Oh, we all do. We all do. Listen, we got to take a break. Let's come back. We've got On This Day in Big George's sports history and a little more of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
That's the sound of steak searing in its juices on your new pellet grill. You heard that right. The Weber Searwood Pellet Grill can smoke low and slow at 180 degrees all the way to a high heat sear at 600. With the Weber Searwood, you can cook on the direct flame over the full grate sear zone. You'll hear the gasp of amazement from friends and family when you serve the food. Cooking with the Weber Searwood Pellet Grill just sounds delicious and tastes even better.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains from May 24th through June 3rd. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Baker's Cocky Hens was happy to have that information from Sun Devil Raul about spending $50 at Fry's to get a couple of free tickets for the Mercury. He says, I bet I'm the only person who accept a single brownie was Filthy Phil. Oh, I thought he was going to say something else. I was about to say he's the only person who's going to get the tickets. Okay.
No, they do pretty nice in that arena. They pack it in.
He's right about Phil. Sun Devil Raul, it's like story time with Raul today, isn't it? He says, in the 8th grade, back in 1981, Ramstein Air Force Base School, I was caught spanking my monkey in the stall. As a jerk kid looked over his stall into mine. Probably don't know if that's a story I'd probably share with anybody.
Look, you're an 8th grader. Just that could be lost to time. No one needed to know that.
He says, no, now you guys know, at least partially, why I am the way I am. He says, I wonder what happened to the moist one to make him that way.
He gave us his supervillain origin story.
Show just got weirder than weird.
I know. It's Tuesday.
Ringless Joe says, brownies isn't the worst thing that can come into your stall. I know. We just heard about
clearly
some friendly fire that might have come from Sun Devil Raul's stall. Talk about a nightmare.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So, you talking about being at the urinal, somebody conducted a poll and they asked men, hey, would you take a penny if you saw it in a urinal?
No. What? No.
490 polled. 428 said no. By the way, that's the correct answer.
Yeah.
62 people said yes. I'm thinking
they're
kidding.
62 sociopaths out there. That's what I learned. Just 62 people who need to be institutionalized. Because what?
I don't care if it's a perfectly clean penny that's just sitting there. I'm not taking it then. Especially not going to grab it out of a urinal.
It could be $1 coin.
Yeah.
It's staying there. It's staying. But
PP and poo-poo money stays.
Yeah.
PP, money.
It doesn't matter how much money it is. It's just not worth it.
Mm-mm. I mean, maybe in Depression era days.
Well,
Even
yeah,
then-
because that was like thousands of dollars at that point.
Even then, though,
You could buy groceries for a whole week.
even then,
And even then, it's just like, God, I guess we're all starving. I don't
you
know.
do what you got to do. Right now, nobody needs a penny. Nobody needs that penny.
You can't buy a week's worth of groceries for a nickel. So you're just gonna have to let that thing go.
I mean, the smallest value coin you'd pick up off the street. I'm not bending over for a nickel or a dime, but maybe a quarter. I might grab a quarter. And if I look at a penny and the penny looks old, I might take a look at it. Those old pennies, it can be kind of valuable, kind of cool. But the urinal? No, 0%.
No. Come on.
0% chance that I'm going to do that.
That I really needed that answer to be 100% of participants said,
yeah,
or at least a single digit number of people said, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Because then I know
though. Here's the poll. Keon would be like, no, instantaneous. Randy and I would be like, just to be funny, I'm going to say, yeah, I do. Oh, yeah, I grab it. Oh, yeah, use my teeth.
How many?
I get in there like a bobbing for apples. I'll get that penny.
How many
out
of the 62
urinal.
do you think are joking? Because some of them have to
A
be.
lot of them. I think a lot of them, if not most of them.
Oh my goodness.
Like 100%.
To me, like not even as a joke. That
Yeah.
that the whole scenario makes my stomach turn. I can't even pretend.
Mm-hmm. You were brought up right. Choro says $20. I'd take it. You're never going to find $20 in a urinal. And if you do, somebody put it there on purpose, and there's probably more wrong with it than you probably
right.
know.
Yeah. Like it's the $20 that's just
Yeah.
not worth
Guess what?
the
You're
trouble.
being filmed.
In every way. It's not worth the trouble.
Woof. Baker's Cocky Hen says over under amount of money to take it out. 100 was it $100? I would feel like it was a setup because who just chucks $100 into a urinal?
And I just like $100 would be nice, but I don't need $100 that bad. I just don't. It would make things easier, but if I had to dig into a toilet to get it, no, it does not actually.
Ringless Joe says, like Mr. Krabs said, I can think of 10 good reasons not to let go of a dime. Lacrosse guy says, hey, thoughts on the NCAA lacrosse championship yesterday? Nope.
Sad to say, no. I didn't even know there was the NCAA lacrosse championship. And I'm sorry if you mentioned it before and I just didn't remember. I was by a pool drinking. That was my whole Monday.
Trying to say, it doesn't really come up in the list. Yeah, I know. Don't give up yet. Hold on here.
Actually, that was my whole Sunday as well. Yeah.
Notre Dame won their second straight men's lacrosse championship. Fighting Irish. They beat Maryland 15-5. That's the only thoughts I have is what I've been able to read in that headline, Lacrosse guy. I'm sorry. I don't know who your team is.
But he's lacrosse guy. He may not even have had a team. He just loves lacrosse.
Sun Devil Raul says, I got another crazy story. No, you don't. No. He says it happened at football camp in high school. Nope.
You can keep it to yourself. I am listen. You had a couple of stories so far, and they have both been in their different ways kind of scarring.
Well, Mark Davis walking up and peeing next to you is not as bad as the
that one's scarring because that one's not your fault. No one needs
making
to be
mad passionate love to yourself, and some dude looks over the stall. By the way, what turned you on so much that you thought that was a good time and place?
Well, it's just, he's saying eighth grade. It's just
I shouldn't ask questions.
The wind blows when you're in eighth grade.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much enough.
Sun Devil Raul says, "Are you sure? Now just save it for the anniversary show." Just
we really don't need it. I promise. As entertaining as scarring stories with Sun Devil Raul is, I think we're good for today.
I don't think we should have stories like this when it's still sunlight out. I don't know.
Agreed.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's Sports History. Back in the year 1918, Leslie Ambrose Bullet Joe Bush hurled a one-hitter against the Chicago White Sox and drove in the lone run in the Boston Red Sox victory at Fenway Park. Happy Felsch, throwing his bat at the ball on a hit-and-run play, was the only Chicago hit of the Boston right-handed pitcher. Bullet Joe. Yeah, Bullet Joe Bush, by the way, he's credited with inventing the forkball pitch. That's a pitch related to the split-finger fastball. You held it between your first two fingers and just throw hard, and like you snap your wrist like that when you throw it. It's a kind of a weird one to see, but Bullet Joe is the one who came up with it. So that's pretty cool, man. It's like Bugs Bunny, man. He throws a one hitter and he hits the only run. He's like, I'm a one-man team right here. I took care of business all by myself.
It's very rare, but if your pitcher can take over a game like that, that's pretty rad.
Sun Devil Raul says, I bet the Blender clones want to hear my next story. Well, first off, they're not called clones. You're thinking of the Jim Rome show.
This is just the fourth dimension. That's what we are. That's
and there's no text saying, let him tell his story. Nobody.
It's just no one's clamoring
after that last one. Not sure.
I promise you, we're all good. I can't stress that enough.
Choro says it must be EG sports history. EG.
Oh, Evil George.
Oh, I thought it was like Erect George. I didn't know what was happening.
Evil George. That could have gone in many directions.
I kind of half saw like how is George becoming Evil George? We know Berg became Evil Berg when he started hating on the Suns. Then he came back around and became regular Berg. How is George Evil George?
I need someone to also explain this because I wasn't exactly looking at that with sober eyes. So I remember reading it, but I don't know any of the context of how we got to Evil George.
Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it then. To me, he's just George until further notice. By the way, did you know that the NFL Network shut down Total Access?
No.
Yeah, that show's gone.
I don't know what they're doing at that network.
I think they're just stripping the thing down for parts or something.
It has to be at this point because
how does the NFL Network how you know what I'm saying? How is that struggling? The NFL owns it. The NFL has all the money in the world. You could get no ratings and still be successful as a network.
Especially during the summertime. Like that's when most people who still like football and want to hear about football every day are most likely to watch the NFL Network.
So they take Good Morning Football off the air and they're like, hey, we're moving you guys. Where? Oh, we'll let you know when we get there.
Yeah, and now they're doing their show out of a broom closet, basically.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the NFL Network. I mean, the word on the street is that the NFL Network was about to like sell the thing. Like, hey, ESPN, you want this? Do you want this thing, ESPN? But I don't know if they're close to a deal or what. I mean, if they're trying to make it look financially viable for some reason. Everybody knows what it is. You don't have to take a couple of the things that are working on that godforsaken game replay station.
Just because some people like the game replays. I like the game replays. Like during the off season, it's just really nice to watch some of the best games of last season.
Yeah, I wish I could get into that, but I can't.
I just
classic games maybe,
and they have those too. So I just don't understand but you also need your live content. Like you do need your Good Morning Footballs, your Total Accesses, all of those. Like that's what makes your network draw new people in. And then, if people love football enough and are willing to sit down and watch games that have already played, they'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, some people like you will just throw in football, like just to get a little football feel. And I'll like watching the older games. I don't like to watch the same movie again for like another year after I've seen it. Because once there's been movies I've liked, I'll watch the movie and be like, man, I like this movie. Then I'll go back and watch it again and be like, oh, okay, I don't like this movie as much as I thought I did. It's not the same. So same thing with just watching a game. If it's live and I'm watching it or, watching it the first time, hey, the game. And then just to watch it again later, like I already know how this goes. Can't quite sit here and watch this thing.
Yeah, I like to go through it again because you can always go, okay, what moment did the game turn? I like looking for that moment, or the moment where, somebody makes a particularly bad play call, and it's just like, did they have any reason to try the thing that they were trying? Like, there's a different context when you already know the result because you're looking for different stuff. But I also understand if you been there, done that, got the T-shirt.
Yeah, but I'm weird that way. I don't even like to watch previews for TV shows. I want to be surprised.
Yeah.
And so if I've seen the game, I ain't watching it again. Even Super Bowls, like Super Bowls a couple of years later, I'm like, that could just be me. Whatever. All right, guys, that's it for us. We'll see you back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.